Hello there, a very, very good morning to you. Welcome to YouGarden. You're watching us live on YouTube. You're watching us
live on Facebook, and you can watch us via the YouGarden website as well.
I'm delighted to have your company, and thank you so much, everybody. In for himself.
Yes.
I call him my honorary younger brother.
Absolutely.
Because he's as naughty as... Oh, did I say that out loud? Shaun Ryan. We've got some amazing offers for you. We're going to make sure that your garden in late 23 or 2024 is going to make you proud, is going to make you happy, because we've got some really fabulous plants. Now, the plants, yes, fabulous, but the offers as well. I actually had to write them all down because there's so many amazing offers for you. We have got free postage on all orders over £30, which, let's face it, it can save you, I don't know, £7 or £8, £9 or so. We've also got a free gift with every single order. Now, to get your free gift with every order, all you have to do is put the code in when you order, and it's YGT45, and then you'll get, see, these are the sweet pea seeds. Now, I always thought you had to grow sweet peas up your runner beans or something. These are a memory for me. They go back over 40 years, nearly 50 years. My father-in-law, every single time he came to our house, he would come with a little bit of a few sweet peas wrapped in cling film.
That's lovely.
But these have got a fragrance that I've not experienced before. So remember to put in YGT. V45, YGTV 45. Oh, it's even on the screen. Look, I don't even have to remember it. It's there. Okay, now, more special offers, Bex.
Yes. We're going to go to the club.
That is it. I have never met a club that gives such good value for such a tiny investment.
Absolutely.
Now, if you can invest £5 once a year, this is amazing. So your £5 will last you 12 months. It is the YouGarden Discount Club. Now that means every single plant and accessory that you order, you'll automatically get 10% off. When you want outdoor living and you want garden furniture and you want mowers or you want to buy special tools, you'll get 5% off those as well. You also get £20 of YouGarden vouchers. So that will happen every quarter and you'll get a £5 voucher, and then you can use your voucher to pay for it. There's always special offers and competitions as well. And thanks to the beautiful Bex, there'll be expert advice all the time as well. So all you're investing is £5, and then for 12 months you reap the rewards. It will be offered to you when you're checking out. You don't have to search for it, and it will auto renew. So have a look for it, and it will show you what your discounts will be straight away. So you start saving straight away.
Absolutely, you start saving straight away, and if you think about it, over the year, the more orders you place, the more you're going to save. Shaun Ryan has saved hundreds already. I mean, he's spent hundreds, to be fair, but he's also saved a lot of money by joining that club. I'm a member. Shaun's, in fact, we're all members. Den's going to join, I think.
I am about to purchase the holly.
Yes.
I'm about to purchase the standard almond, which is just unbelievable.
That's beautiful.
I've always got space for another cordyline.
Always, and we've got one of those.
There's so much that you're going to want to have. Knowing the quality, knowing that it's YouGarden's quality, all the perennials have a lifetime guarantee with them. I mean, you can't can't ask any more, can
No,
you?
honestly, there's so many reasons to shop with YouGarden. We're definitely trying to bring you a lovely range of items. Whenever we bring shows here, what we, our mantra, what we're doing is we're bringing you things that you should be doing in your garden right now, or something that's going to look amazing in your garden at this time of year. And right now, there's so much gardening still to be done. Perennials, bare roots, bulbs, we've got the lot.
And it's the time to do it.
It is.
We always think that, we spend all our money in the spring. But if you want to get the absolute best out of your garden, the most pleasure, you invest now. Now, we have got some hellos.
Yes.
Now, I have got some personal hellos.
Okay.
Do you want to start with yours?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the ones that are watching at the moment. So we've got Maureen, we've got Lynn, we've got Elaine, and we've got Neil. We've got some regulars in there as well. Please come and join us. Please come and say hello. You can comment on YouTube and you can comment on Facebook. The lovely Stuart is sat in his little shed out there and he will let us know what you're saying.
Now, I've got Liz Callil, I've got Billy Morrison, I've got Samantha, I've got Lorraine Leonard, I've got Jackie Blenhorn, I've got Maureen Fox to say good morning to as well. So, huge thank you for spending some time with us here.
There's one more thing. There was a video that we did last week as part of the show, and we're asking for people to give us their comments on this one, because it was Shaun who said last week, what have you got that's flowering in your garden right now that shouldn't be flowering in your garden right now? There's so much, isn't there? So there was somebody who messaged in last week, and wasn't it a clematis? They've got a summer flowering clematis flowering now.
Yeah. Because
we've had an unseasonable. It was on the news this morning, wasn't it?
It was a late summer, wasn't it?
October.
Yeah.
So what have you got flowering in your garden that shouldn't be flowering right now? There's a post on the Facebook page, so have a little look on the YouGarden Facebook page. Post the responses in there, or send us a message on the show feed.
If you have any questions at all, just go on there and leave your questions, and they will be answered by somebody that knows what they're talking about. Let's just say a proper good morning, first of all, to Angela, who's just joined us. Hello, good to have you with us. We're in a potting shed.
Yeah.
A proper, real potting shed.
Potting shed. It's brilliant.
You want to know what we've got for you, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to know. Now, let's just talk first of all about rewarding fruit trees, because when it comes to fruit, pears are the best.
Yes, they are.
They are just the best. And we've got the standard trees for you to see as well.
Yeah, we've got the fruit trees. We've got a selection of these coming up for you in a second. So there's a trio of fruit trees coming up there behind us. So we've got the conference pear, the Braeburn apple, and the Victoria plum. I nearly forgot. We've got a trio of those coming up for you. We're going to come to those in a minute.
Asleep at the minute. They won't wake up until you get them home.
Absolutely.
Now, in front of us, we've got some absolutely stunning standard holly bushes. Now, we've taken £40 off the price for you. You're also getting the pots with them as well that you'd normally pay $12.99 for. This is 510186 is your item number. Now, I'm looking at these, and we know that we're going to put them somewhere in the garden where they are instantly visible. But I just wanted to say, why would you put them out over Christmas? You can bring them in over the Christmas period, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've actually got this pair of standards at home, and I've got that because I'm a big fan of the pears. I mean
Pears.
twos, not pears.
That's why I started talking about pears. Pears, conference pears, of course.
I am a big fan of the pairing of these sorts of things, because I think either side of a doorway, these look absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. And this is why I got these last year, because I mean, my hollies are there now. I brought them out just a little bit early, but they're either side of my boring old white UPVC front door, which looks horrendous. But as soon as you put something either side of the doorway, it really elevates it. It makes it look beautiful. And what more could you ask for at this time of year than a festive thing?
Aren't
yeah,
they?
They're beautiful.
They are. Now, let me try and get out the way so you can just see that in all its beauty.
Yes.
They are lovely. Standards always look so classy. They're so elegant, and it would be, well, it's too hard to achieve for yourself, but once you've got them, you just keep them. Now, let me talk to you. When when do I need to repot them?
As well, as soon as you get them home, really. I mean, the pots are coming included as a bonus item. So I know you're saving £40, but you're getting these as a bonus item. We normally do the 2 for something like $12.99. So there's a bit of extra value included. So all you now need is a bit of compost in there, and then you can plant your holly tree in there, and then you're ready to go. And you're absolutely right when you're talking about the standard, because there's some serious skill involved.
Oh my word!
In creating these into a standard.
Magic.
There is some serious skill involved in doing that. So this is brilliant that you're getting this delivered to your door with the pots included. All you need is a bit of compost. Pot those up, and you're ready to have that Christmas display.
And not just any compost. Your item number again is 510186. If you want to buy these and you think, I would love to send them to mum, or I'd love to send them to dad, or wouldn't my gran absolutely adore those, we can actually get them delivered to where you want them to go. And because they're at this very, very special price of $49.98, there's no delivery for you to pay. You don't pay any delivery. Now, I know it says £6.99 on the screen, but you see that code on your screen down there. It is YGTV45. Enter that code in the code box at checkout, and you can get them delivered. And then you can ring mum, and you can ring grandma, and you can ring dad and say, I've got something very special on its way to you. I wanted to make sure you got them in time for Christmas, so just look out for the YouGarden delivery. 510186. Now, where do I keep them? What do they like, Bex?
To be honest, they're not that fussy. I moved them into the back garden during the summer months. I kept them in a sort of semi-shady position. They're really not fussy plants at all. Very easy to look after as well. All you need to do is just prune and trim a little, occasionally, in order to keep this lovely kind of lollipop shape that's going on at the top here. They are prolific berry producers. They're the female variety, which means that you get lots and lots of berries from these. So every year you will constantly get berries. You get these lovely little white flowers on here as well in springtime. So there's lots going on with these, but very unfussy, very easy to look after. Obviously, if you've got them in pots, you just need to make sure you water them occasionally, particularly during those hot winter months, hot summer months. Just make
Wishful thinking.
Just make sure you're watering them carefully. And obviously, these are also winter hardy, so they come with the lifetime guarantee that we offer.
This is something, the lifetime guarantee, because in my head I thought, well, maybe 2 years down the line, if something goes wrong, I've got to dig it up and send it back to you. No. That's not what the lifetime guarantee is.
No,
is
I mean, so what we're saying with winter hardy products, which come with that lifetime guarantee, it's if it fails to thrive, basically if it dies, if it doesn't do what we say it's going to do. If you've done everything you're supposed to, you've looked after it, and you planted it in the right place, but it doesn't survive, then all you need to do is get in touch with our customer services. They're incredibly helpful. They do understand the value of keeping customers happy, and let them know what's happened, and then we will replace that product for you absolutely free of charge. All we ask then is that you cover any postage cost to get that out to you. So it's a really important guarantee, because it gives you peace of mind to know that you can shop with confidence. We definitely, our tagline is gardening for everyone. So if you're new, if you're inexperienced, if you don't really know what you're doing in a garden, YouGarden is a great place to shop, because we can give you amazing kind of peace of mind.
Now, please let me give you the item number again. I don't want you to miss something that could give you years and years and years of absolute delight. This is 510186. Now, you're already making a £40 saving, but if you were to add into it the fact that we normally sell these pots for £12.99. Now, don't forget to enter the code, because then you won't pay postage, YGTV45. Now, because you're probably going to be potting them straight away, my eye is instantly drawn to what I consider to be the world's best plant growing medium.
Oh, the compost?
Oh, it's just unbeatable. I love the fact that it's got stuff in there to retain water. It's got stuff in there to give your plants air. It's got stuff in here to act as fertilizer, as a growing medium. To me, this is amazing. You know, when you go to Open maybe a bag of compost that you've bought at garden centre or you've bought in a supermarket, it smells mouldy and it smells rotten. It doesn't happen. This is like taking a walk through a forest. And let me just find this little beauty.
She's going to get obsessed now with finding the little green balls, aren't you?
I can't help it.
You love the little green balls.
You will find
There's
when you're
loads of them.
potting loads and loads and loads of these. Now that is actually fertilizer. So you're adding growing medium straight away without even trying. I can spend a day hunting these out. It's good fun.
It's great fun.
But then you won't get them. Hang on. See, it wasn't only my game, was it?
No, I enjoy doing it as well. I enjoy doing it.
It's light, it's airy. All of the plants that you see are grown in professional growers' compost, and that's exactly what this is. Your item number is 100-125. Put it in with your order to take your order over £30. Mm-hmm. You will never regret it. No. And you're actually getting 100 litres, 2 50-litre bags. And of course, if you join the club, you're actually saving 10% straight away. You don't have to wait till the next time you shop. You save it immediately. 100-125 is your item number. Now, we will come back and see this, but we've got more plants to talk about.
Yes.
Where would you like to go now?
I think we're going this way, aren't we?
I know where I want to go, and I will walk past and smile at the standard almond on the way
we're coming
past.
to that. We're coming to that one.
And the cordyline.
Yeah. She's got her eye on the good ones.
I can't
for sure,
help
because
it.
those are my top tips as well for the show. So
Yeah.
we've definitely got the same choice here.
Now, before we start, we are now looking at buy one, get one free.
Yes.
Which is amazing. So to make sure you actually get your free one, you put one in your basket, and then the code YGT45 will get you the other one free. And who can do boxes without pansies? It's just not allowed.
Baskets?
They have to be there. But window boxes too.
Oh,
Pansies look
window
amazing
boxes.
in window boxes.
Oh, you're absolutely right, yes. Window boxes, hanging baskets,
Yeah.
pots, actually in the ground as well. These are fantastic. These are garden ready, which is why I've taken one out so you can see the quality and the health of these plants. These are ready for you to plant out. But the thing with the Pansy Cool Wave is this is the best trailing pansy that you will ever buy, that you will ever plant. And I do make that very bold statement, and I 100% believe in it.
Trailing pansies.
Yes, absolutely, trailing pansies.
Oh, so it needs to be somewhere where it can drape.
I mean, it can go in. It can go into the ground because actually, with a trailer, if you put it in the ground, what it does is it creates ground cover.
Yeah.
But this is absolutely beautiful to put in your hanging basket because it will trail gently, cascade. I'm not saying it's going to go like a 4 feet or anything. We're talking maybe 40 centimetres, 1.5 to 2 feet is the kind of spread that we're talking about. So when you're talking about putting it into a hanging basket, you can create that kind of look.
It's lovely.
And it's going to give you 9 or nearly 9 months.
I'm going to apologise
May.
to the YouGarden viewers at the moment, because the fact that you're watching means that you're already probably a gardening expert. I'm not an expert. I love my garden. I love bringing things home for my husband to plant them and set them up and everything. What do I do with them now?
Plant them. Like get them, so they're garden ready. So these are ready for you to plant out in your garden. These pansies are winter hardy. They can cope with -25 temperatures.
Wow.
Honestly, now is the time to get these planted out. Actually now, while we've still got some of the lighter days, while it's still that little bit warmer, even though they can cope with those colder temperatures, you want to get them out now so they've got time to
give them their start.
Absolutely, so they've got a good start. Then they're going to flower for you all the way through the winter months, all the way through this cold, miserable, dreary December, January, February, and they're going to keep flowering right the way through till May. This is the amazing thing about these.
They need to be somewhere where you can see them from the window.
And smell them, because they smell delightful.
This is amazing. Right, 400-967. Remember, you just use the code and you will actually double up your purchase just by using YGT45.
Yeah, you only put one in your basket and then you enter the code YGTV45 and the other one will automatically be entered into your basket for you. Plus, obviously, the seeds will go into the basket at the same time as well, because that's free with every purchase.
I absolutely love this. Amazing offer. And of course then, if you're a club member and you've only invested £5 for 12 months, so it's less than 150p a month, which is ridiculous. Yeah. How much is it a week if you're a club member? 10
I'd
pence.
love to work that out. But
10, 11 pence?
My brain.
Something like that?
About 10 pence.
Not even 10 pence. 400,967 is your item number. And I love the fact that you'll actually get to enjoy these.
Yeah.
When the weather gets really nasty, you'll have all of this beautiful colour.
I've got mine in my hanging baskets, and they look they look gorgeous, honestly. Very, very easy to grow, easy to look after, but they're just going to reward you with that gorgeous colour all through the winter.
And again, they make a wonderful gift.
Yeah.
We always think, oh, I just went and stayed with a friend, Shona, and I went to stay with Shona, and I thought, shall I go and buy her a bouquet of flowers? And then I thought, no, it's Shona, I bought her a bottle of gin. But you think to yourself, shall I go and buy a bouquet of flowers? How wonderful to take something planted up rather than a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love the idea of living gifts
love
like that.
And care and attention as well. Don't forget that item number, 400,967. Right, so for people that are brand new, for people that maybe haven't watched YouGarden before, where do they go to place their order?
Oh, so you need to go onto the YouGarden website.
Yeah.
So YouGarden.com. I was just wondering, there's a
Well, I was going to go.
There you go. There, look at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Down there, go to yougarden.com, and then you'll be able to go in and you can browse the show, you can browse the entire website. This is a lovely rose that's coming soon. This is Rose Little Sid, Greg Wallace's son, who is autistic. This rose has been named after him.
I know Greg, yes.
Yeah, and it's raising money for, what was it, Stuart? Ambitious about autism. So I think it's £5 of every order is going to be donated. So this is a fantastic rose. We're hoping to bring it on one of these shows at some point very soon. But you can go in, you can browse the entire website. Can you see that grey banner at the top? Can you see all the different selections on there? You can go into shrubs and you can go into trees, and I can't actually read it. Fruit and veg. Oh yeah. So you can go in and you can shop the entire website.
Oh, wow.
Christmas page, you can go in there and have a little look. Apparently we've had a question to ask if we're doing Christmas trees.
We are selling Christmas trees. They're all there.
Go in, have a little look on here.
Unlock your 10% off.
There you go. So you can go in and you can have a look on here. And then you can place your order. You can create a basket. I'm sure Stuart will show us how to create a basket at some point very soon.
And look at the pruning and everything. And this is great.
And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can actually watch live on the website as well, which we'll talk to you about in a moment.
So this has been really popular, I've been told. This is called Christmas in a Box. So you get the tree, the wreath, and it's a growing tree, the wreath and the garland as well. And they're actually pre-decorated. So the tree, you get to use your own creativity, and then you've got the garland and the wreath, and they will be decorated for you. It's fabulous. Now that's on a deal price. That's on a deal price of just under £70.
Yeah.
But of course, if you're a club member, yay.
Oh yeah, you'll get an extra 10% off that. And but then please remember to use our code, even if you're not shopping items on the show.
YGTV 45.
Because then you'll get your free postage and you'll get your free packet of seeds included in there as well. So it doesn't matter what you buy, whether it's from the show or from the website, just make sure you enter that code so you get your freebies and you get your free postage and things.
So we've talked pansies.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about now?
We're going to talk Foxgloves now. Digitalis. This is the Dalmatian mix.
Isn't Digitalis a heart medication?
I don't know, Denise.
Somebody look it up for us, because I think it is.
Is it?
Don't eat them. Don't eat them, whatever you do. Oh, foxgloves. They're beautiful.
I love a foxglove.
Are they half price? Oh my goodness. Right, I'll give you the item number quick, because everybody wants this height and this glamour in their garden, and we're always looking for the architecture, and that's what they're going to bring to you. Your item number is 410119. Now they should be £15, but you're getting them for £7.49. And of course, if you are a club member, you'll get an even better price with your YGTV 45. Now, it says on the screen that these are garden garden ready.
Absolutely.
In my head, I thought, well, they look a little bit like plug plants. I thought I'd have to winter them somewhere else.
Yeah, no, not
Like
with
the
these
south
ones.
of France.
Yeah, no, not with garden ready. When we bring garden ready, it does mean garden ready. You can confidently plant these out into your garden. Sometimes when we bring you plug plants, you might need to pot them on a bit and grow them on before you then take them outside. But with garden ready, it is what we say, garden ready. Plant them out, get them out into your garden now. Even more important to do with your digitalis, with your foxgloves, because these are a short-lived perennial. They're more like a biennial, which is why you want to get these planted into the ground now so that you can get flowers next year. If you wait until spring to plant your digitalis out, you might be waiting until the following year to get the flowers from it, by which time it's kind of ready to give up. So this is why this one's important to get planted out into your garden.
Where do they like to go?
Shady.
Right.
This is the beautiful thing about these. But even though these are short-lived, by the way, they do self-seed brilliantly, so you'll always get loads of flowers from these.
So they'll grow. They will grow themselves and spread.
Happily, yeah, they will grow, they will spread. You get loads of seeds from your digitalis, so this is absolutely brilliant. And, you know, the shade thing is really important, then, because they're a woodland plant. So we have to recreate those kinds of conditions. And sometimes those shady spots, they can be really tricky to get flowers to grow in them. You know, not all plants
grass
like
as
them.
well.
Absolutely.
In my garden, I've got a cedar tree that's several hundred years old. They think it was possibly planted by Capability Brown because he lived in the village that I live in. And it was buried in the village that I live in. Everything's in the shade. You don't have to worry about it. Everything's including the neighbour's garden too.
Well, yeah, these actually do like a little bit of shade. So, you know, this is a brilliant one, you know, for the back of the border where the fence is and it just doesn't get much sunshine on it. That's where you want to plant these.
I just realised why it's called the Dalmatian mix. I am going to have these because it is, and I think I'm going to name them as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one's going to be called Pongo.
Nice.
The other one will be Perdita. Now, there's 10 of them. 410119 is your item number. Remember, fill your basket up to £30 and there's no delivery for you to pay whatsoever. But they are absolutely, oh my gosh,
oh my word,
they're so rooty.
These are so garden ready. Yeah, these are actually very keen to get out in the garden. I will definitely be giving these a little squeeze. This is what I normally do with these. If you squeeze them, you can see the roots just starting to pop out, and then you can just gently tease them out and then plant those into wherever. That'll help the roots to go in the direction you want them to go in. They're totally garden ready. Get those planted out right now. Create that lovely cottage garden feel in your garden. They add height, they add elegance, they add structure, and the bees absolutely adore these.
Now you need to get them whilst they're half price, which is right now. So 410119 is your item number, and your YouGarden price is only £7.49, unless of course you're a member, and then you'll get 74 pence off it. Right, let's go and talk, because we're looking now at plants that, for me, have a very British history, and primulas. The next one we're looking at the Primula ballerina. Now you've got 6 of these coming your way. 480954 is your item number. Now they are actually called plugs, but they look at least twice the size of anything I expect to see as a plug. Only £14.99. And of course, now what I want to know is, supposing I order these now, roughly what might the delivery be?
Okay, we always say between 5 to 7 days for deliveries to arrive, but what we have been experiencing, and I'm sure there's plenty of people watching now, we've got a lot of regulars watching, they'll be able to say as well, deliveries have been happening much quicker than that. I had a next day delivery. We don't guarantee that, by the way, but I had a next day delivery when I placed an order. So please, regulars, just put a little note in the chat, tell people about how good the delivery is.
Can I just join in for a moment? Who is it we've got just joined in at the moment?
They're regulars for
We've
us.
got Bill
and Olwyn.
Hello. Alison is there as well. And Jan, good morning to you.
I know all of these people have placed many orders, so they'll be able to tell how good the orders, the deliveries
send your advice as well.
Please,
Send in your hints and your tips, and we'll pass them on. Because obviously we all live in different parts of the country. We all have slightly different weather conditions. We all have different soil as well. Bill is in Scotland. Is it colder up there? It's always a few degrees colder.
It's always a bit colder, yeah.
No, it's raining here too, Bill. Don't worry about it.
It's raining
here. So now 480954 is your item number. I actually think that if you're a gardener, you want to take pity on these because look at them. They want to be in the ground. They're sitting there.
So
they're aching to be planted in their compost.
Yep.
They want to grow.
They absolutely do want to grow. They really want to go out. And if you plant these out, you're going to get flowers from these in winter time. We're talking maybe from around January, these are going to flower for you. And they will keep flowering right the way through till probably early summer, probably till about May, June time. They're nice compact plants as well, only reaching about 20 by 20 centimetres. But these are vibrantly coloured, double ruffled blooms that do have a lovely delicate fragrance to them as well.
Question. So if they turn up in the little greenhouse. Yeah. What if I can't plant them straight away?
Well, I mean, you can. So this is great thing about these little greenhouses. Okay, they're kept in there for transportation. Yeah. Once you get them home, you do want to open the pot a little. You know, open them up, give them a little spritz of water, let them see the light, put them on a windowsill or something. Just because obviously they're going to be in the dark for a couple of days, in travelling and getting to you. So do show them a little bit of attention, and then if you're not quite ready for a day or two to plant them out, it's not going to be a problem. They are delivered in those little greenhouses for a reason. But then once you're ready, you can plant those out, and they're going to be absolutely beautiful. Now you get one each of 6 different varieties in there, and that greenhouse, by the way, is labelled. And this is an important thing to show you, because on here, what you can see is that there are. Oh, hang on, I'm just looking for the letters. Where are the letters? Where are the letters to? They're on there somewhere. Ah, there they are.
I want you to take pity on a Primula today and make sure it gets into the soil as fast as possible.
So there are letters on the packaging, A, B, C, D, E. So there are letters that you can see on here. That then matches up to the information that's on the label, so that you can then see which colour is which variety is which. And that is really important if you're colour coordinating or you've got a particular colour scheme. So don't take them out. Look, that's where the those little circles there, that's where the letters are. Don't take them out of the package if you're specific on your colour scheme.
So all of the colours in the picture behind, we have all of these colours to put in our garden.
Absolutely. One each of 6 colours you're getting in there, so that, and all labelled, so you know exactly what you're getting and where they are.
Aren't Primulas friendly?
I love them.
They're just such beautiful blooms as well.
Well, they also create clumps as well. This is a great thing about your Primula, because it's a clump-forming perennial, so you can divide those clumps in subsequent years and have free plants.
So unlike roses and things, do I have to deadhead them or anything?
Or
do I let them live their own life?
Primulas, I don't think, need much attention, to be honest. They seem to just do their own thing. But if someone are looking a bit untidy, then by all means you can tidy them up. But you can then, as I say, divide those and get even more plants in future years.
Some of them are pretending to be roses.
I know, they really are, aren't they?
480954 is your item number. Now, we have got Valentine Red, Candy Frost, Sweet Apricot, we've got Goldie, there's Pink Ice in your collection, and there's Ocean Blue as well. And blue is a colour. I'm not going to say football is a name, but you don't get a lot of blue in the garden, do you?
You don't really. Yeah, blue can be quite a tricky one when it comes to flowers, but you get one in there.
Right, I'll give you the item number again. Are you filling your basket? It makes sense. 480954. And as long as you get your order to £30 or over £30, and then use the code YGTV45, you will actually get free delivery as well. Right, now, I've always thought peonies were beautiful. There's a peony coming up for you later on.
I love it.
Now, it's actually quite hard, because we're going to bring you something that's asleep, that's been nurtured, looked after by the nursery, and is fast asleep at the moment. But it will probably deliver you the most beautiful peony you've ever seen in your entire life. I'll give you the item number straight away. It's 580031. Now, it's a double up deal. This is the first double up deal I've spoken about, so I'm quite excited now. So it's £9.99 for one, or £14.98 if you want to order two. So that means they then break down to about £7.50 each. And these are the sort of peonies that make gardeners jealous. You want the specialist ones, the ones that people think, hang on, what is that one? Well, that is Coral Sunset. And be prepared to grab a tape measure, because the bloom on there will surprise you. So a dinner plate is about 10 inches.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it might even be plate size.
Potentially, yeah. We often say with the peonies they can reach about 8 inches in diameter across. So yeah, we're definitely talking
dinner
big,
plate, yeah.
almost dinner plate size blooms here.
Okay, now this is a sleep. It's a bare root.
Yep.
So I want to make sure that I give it every single chance to lead a glamorous life.
Absolutely. Now, for those of you that do already know bare roots, apologies, but I am going to explain that for those that don't know. Can you see through it? Shall I open it? I might just open it so you can see.
Allow me to move the picture out the way for a moment. There you go.
Thank you, Den. Right, so here, this is the bare root, which I know that looks really odd.
It?
That's it, yeah.
That's it.
It's a very strange thing.
Oh, it's already doing something.
You see the bud on there?
Oh, my word.
Okay, so there is your bud.
Oh, wow.
There might even be another one on there hiding in the dirt. But yes, there is the bud. All this is, it's fast asleep. It is fast asleep. It's having a little snooze. What you're going to do when you get this home, and with your bare roots, it's actually important that you do something with them as soon as possible, okay? This isn't something you want to leave in the bag. It's not like a bulb. Please don't leave them in the bag. This is, it's delivered in kind of a moist soil, because we do need to keep them slightly moist to keep them alive.
Yes.
If they completely dry out, it will probably die and it won't do anything. So it's really important to do something with it as soon as you get it home.
I'm glad you showed it, because otherwise I'd have thought I haven't got one.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad. And that will actually turn into a plate-sized bloom, not a side plate, a plate-sized bloom. Now, we've had some tips coming in. When it comes to planting bare root peonies, we've had a tip come in to say, remember where you plant it. Give yourself a marker so that you don't go and dig it up at the wrong time.
No, it's true. And you know, so many people have probably done it. I think I've done it multiple times in the past. I'm really bad at labelling where I've got things in the garden. The dog can go and dig it up quite happily and chew on this as well if you're not careful. So yeah, put a marker in the ground so that you know where it is. What you need to do when you get this home is soak it for at least an hour, if not a little bit more.
Tepid, tap,
cold.
Cold.
Yeah, normal, it's absolutely fine. Just soak it for a couple of hours and then you're going to plant it out. Everything has its own rules when it comes to planting it out. Some things need to be really deep, some things need to be just at the surface. This, I think it needs to be a few inches underground, maybe 3-4 inches underground, and then you leave it alone. I mean, you water it in, obviously, but then you leave it alone. Stick a stick in the ground so you know you've put something there. And then next year you should get at least one bloom from this.
I always think I'm going to remember where things are.
I never do.
No, I can't remember why I walked out the room. Okay, let me give you that item number again. This is 580031. Now, if you buy one, it's just under £10. But if you buy two of them, then it's under £15. So if you use the code YGTV45. Are you getting bored with me saying that? YGTV45. Well, let's try and say it differently. It's GTV45. We'll try and say it differently every time, but you want to get your special offers. 580031. Now, if we're moving straight along...
Yeah, let's do it.
architecture in the garden.
Yeah.
The Yellow Book, everything says that you should go for architecture in the garden. You should try and create a journey in your garden. You do that with shrubs, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a really clever selection of shrubs because another trick to gardening is always, every season, every month, have something blooming, something that's interesting in your garden for every single month or season of the year.
Yeah.
And that is totally possible. There are plants for every single month. And this particular collection here, this is going to give you flowers. It's going to give you some evergreen, but it's going to give you the flowers right the way through from about April time all the way through to October. Basically.
Now, the head gardener at the YouGarden, so this is what he's chosen for you. And that, I call him Sideshow Bob, but his real name is Peter. So this is his selection of what you should have. And I don't know anybody that knows more about gardening than him. And so he's going to give you something that's hardy. He's going to give you something that will reward you with flowers. He's going to give you something that encourages the bees, that helps keep our planet alive. He is going to give you something special, and usually something that makes other gardeners say, oh, that's nice. And I'm looking again, you're getting 3 9-centimetre pots for just under £13. That means you're saving more than you're spending. 511486 is your item number. So will you talk me through, because I can't tell what they are when I just look at them.
Yeah, we're going to start with the earliest flowering, which is the ceanothus. That's this one here at the front. Now, ceanothus, you know ceanothus, don't you?
I do.
The lovely lilac blue flowers that you get on here. Have you got
Well,
one?
I couldn't recognise it from that.
No. Do you have a ceanothus in your garden?
No, I don't actually.
Denise, every garden should have a ceanothus. This is my new thing. I absolutely adore ceanothus.
I didn't bring a big handbag.
Here's the reason I think everybody should have a ceanothus. First of all, really glossy evergreen leaves that you're getting on here, and they're small evergreen leaves and they've got some interest to them. I love evergreen.
Question.
Yes.
The things that grow well in my garden are the ones that thrive on neglect.
Okay, yes, this kind.
Thank you. Right.
This is
I'm having a
definitely
ceanothus.
one. You don't need to work too hard with a ceanothus at all. No, you can plant that out with pretty, confidence. It's winter hardy.
Yeah.
It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. Those 2 things, winter hardy from us, lifetime guarantee. Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. They've trialled it, they've tested it. It's been tested in British gardens. They've decided to give it that award and that accolade, and that's quite
incredible.
an important one.
So
this one is
ceanothus,
also known as Californian lilac.
Right.
What you get on there are these beautiful, and they're small clusters of flowers that you get on there, but it gets covered in them.
Aren't they striking?
About April time that starts, and it is the showstopper in people's gardens at that time of year. That's the one that really stands out. Yes, there's things starting to bud and there's things starting to poke up through the ground, but this is in full bloom at that time of year.
You can see why he chose these for you.
Oh, totally.
If you want impact, go for the head gardener's suggestions. Yep. So that's one of the 3 that you're getting. So let's have a look at what we're actually getting next. So you're getting the ceanothus.
Yep.
The colour is amazing. What would be the next to flower?
That's going to be the deutzia here, the raspberry sundae. So this is going to be a summer flowering shrub.
Yeah.
So around June, July time, you're going to get these beautiful flowers on here. Now those come from sort of arching branches that you get off here,
lovely.
and those lovely flowers on the end there with that 2-tone, colours going on, lightly scented as well. This one also has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, but it's a bit more compact. Your ceanothus can reach 3-4 metres. This one's going to stay at about 1 metre height and spread.
So then you get the architecture in the garden as well. Okay, that's number 2. Now, the one that flowers latest in the season.
That's going to be the Escallonia, the pink L. So this one's another evergreen, which has the glossy leaves on here. I just love that shiny, glossy evergreen. There's something about it. Shaun and I have been discussing it. We think it's because it just looks really healthy. That waxy finish makes it look really healthy.
It's such a strong green.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Even if it never flowered, I would still fall in love with it.
Yeah, totally. And evergreen is so important, particularly, over those winter months when the deciduous trees are dropping their leaves. You need a mixture mixture of those. But then you get flowers on here as well. These beautiful pink flowers, almost panicle in shape to these flowers. And these are going to be on there from June, and they come in waves through to about October time. In fact, on Sunday, very generous. On Sunday, Shaun and I were having a wander around the nursery here, because we are in 11 acres worth of nursery, and we found an escalonia still in bloom, and that was on the 5th of November. Yeah. So depending obviously on the weather conditions, you'll get flowers on here through to October, November time. Another one that's easy to care for. In fact, all three of them really easy to care for. This one's giving you year-round interest with that evergreen nature, plus this one's nice and compact as well, about 4 feet height and spread.
So this has got to be your choice. I mean, when you go to a restaurant and the maitre d' says, could I recommend so-and-so?
Oh, yes.
Sometimes you risk it, sometimes you don't. But if you do risk it, it's often the best thing. This is the head gardener's recommendation.
He knows what he's talking about, I'm afraid. And annoyingly, no, not annoyingly at all. But yeah, he really does understand his, you know, his
and
products.
What we
he
want.
understands them.
He understands what we want in our garden. So making sure that you've got something that does thrive on neglect, that doesn't need to have you poking it about all the time, but will reward you. And look how it rewards you. They're
really
beautiful.
Does.
511486 is your item number. They should be £30, but you will get all of them for $12.99. And if you're a club member, you'll get $1.29 off that as well. And please don't forget, YGT V45. I'm going to say it differently every time. That's your code number to get your free seeds as well. Just going to say hello to Linda and hello to Ruth as well. Lovely to have your company. It's Wednesday, isn't it?
It is Wednesday.
This Wednesday morning. If you were expecting Shaun, I'm sorry, I'm his stand-in for the day, that's all. Right, Ruth, we're going to show you around some more plants. We can't walk past the holly standards without coming back to them.
This is a big one, isn't it? I mean, this is the absolute perfect time of year to get these, either for yourself or for a gift for somebody. What a wonderful gift. They will have these for so many years to come. I
just thought, keep on yourself and then give one to somebody.
Yeah, you could
I could give one to my daughter, and I could have one myself, so my grandchildren would see it growing up and know that grandma's got it as well. Now, let me just tell you before we start. What you see here, you're actually making a saving of £40 because you're getting both of them. We're also putting in the fabulous, almost bronze effect pots that you've got here. Now, they would be $12.99 for 2 of them, and this is in your offer. This is 510186. I love standards because they actually have had years of care to actually get to this offer, and you can see they're very generous. But imagine the plantmanship that's involved in getting them.
It's a lot of skill. A lot of skill and talent goes into creating these into that standard shape. It's not an easy process by any means. So yes, there is definite skill involved in doing that. And these, as we say, they're going to last you for such a long time. Those will be outside the front door of your house, because that's where mine are. Mine are either side of the front door. Every year, if you're hosting Christmas, what a wonderful thing to have outside. And I put lights around mine. I put those lovely LED lights around it, and it looks beautiful. Honestly, they're really, really lovely.
These are gorgeous. Now, you want to make they're nice. I wonder the difference between what we're actually offering and that. I would imagine it's a year's difference in growth.
To be honest,
approximately.
It's not. I mean, they're relatively slow growing. I've discovered they don't.
Which is good.
That is brilliant. No, because we don't want them to get massive and take over. All you do is you're going to trim and prune them occasionally just to keep the shape going. The ones that we're providing you are approximately 4 years old, so that's how much work has gone into these.
4 years of nurturing.
Nurturing before they even come to you. And then all I've done with mine, I mean, they've probably spread to about this. This sort of size, but all I've done is just any of the shoots that come out, all I've done is just trim them back so that create this lovely kind of lollipop shape.
And you said this is the female version because she gives the berries.
She gives the berries, absolutely. So you're going to get plenty of berries on here every single year. Mine have started to berry up now. I've started to see some berries coming on there.
Now, you are going to want to repot these. as soon as possible, because I mean, I'm not saying in a day or 2 days, but you will repot them, which is why you get the nice big pots that go with it. I don't believe there is a better planting medium than...
She's pushing me out of the way. There you go.
The professional growing medium that you get. So in here, this is good for all of our plants, except, is it ericaceous?
Yeah, so the acid-loving ones, so things like rhododendrons, azaleas, blueberry bushes, those sorts of things. Anything that likes an ericaceous compost, you know, they're not going to want to be in here, but pretty much everything else. Everything else right the way through from seeds, through to trees, everything in between, plus houseplants as well. They live an absolute wonderful life in here.
Do you know what fascinates me? That it is actually a mix of everything, delivering everything that your plants need, because it's got fibres in here that make sure that your plants stay aerated.
Yes.
It was a long time before I realised that plants need oxygen. It's also got in here ingredients that make sure your plants retain moisture. Now, in the palm of my hand, I can't resist doing this. In the palm of my hand, you'll see these little green spheres. They're actually plant food, and it's littered with it. And I could spend a lot of time just going through this and finding the little green bits. So you're actually feeding from day one when you put them in. I will spread these out again because it's a bit mean of me to just hog them all to myself. But the first thing to do when you open the bag, it smells like a walk in the forest.
It does.
I've actually read notes from people in the past that have said that it's the best they've ever used. I have read testimonials from people that truly say they wouldn't use anything else. They call it the gold medal of premium compost. Olwyn in the chat said she absolutely loves it. I think it's nice that they put it in 250-litre bags, because then I don't have to ask Martin to carry a bag for me if I'm actually doing anything. They're manageable. Now, and just think about this. This is 100 litres. So you need, it works out at 25 pence a litre, but if you're in the club, it will work out at 22 pence a litre, and all you've got to do is make sure that you spend £30 and your delivery is free. What else could deliver 100 litres in weight and you would not pay the delivery? So you need to add a couple of things to your basket. The best thing to do would be to double up your order, because it's fresh made. Whenever you order your premium professional compost, you'll find that it's the fresh batch that you get. Now, not mine. I do that. To be fair, YouGarden, this is one of the most popular things ever, and with all the different bag sizes that they do, this is the one that people tend to order more than anything else. You'll never regret it, and your plants will get the root growth and the bloom growth that they need. And I love the fact that plants need water, so it's got something in there to retain water, Bex, hasn't it?
Yeah, there is. There's a wetting agent in here. Those fibres that you were talking about that you can see running through this compost that are well composted as well, by the way. This is such good composted compost. There are no massive, great big twigs included in here. This has been properly composted down. So those little fibres, those help with the water retention as well. So they help with even water distribution, but they also help to retain the moisture in there as well. We've got 3 different types of peat in here, black and white peat, less than 50% of the volume of the actual compost. Obviously that's been reduced over the years to keep up with environmental issues. We have lime to balance out the pH. That is what makes this an absolute all-round fertiliser, something that I said from seeds through to trees and everything in between, houseplants as well. There's so many good ingredients in here, made fresh, delivered into the nursery fresh. We sell so much of this basically that it has to be made fresh so that we can get it out to our customers.
I could stand here a long time.
Please don't take the slow release fertiliser out. Leave it in there. No, the wonderful thing about slow-release fertiliser, though, is that this feeds your plants as and when they need it. Yeah. So don't stop liquid feeding. I mean, obviously reduce it over the winter months. But yeah, don't stop liquid feeding your plants. But the slow-release fertiliser is very clever because it gives the feed to the plants as and when they need it. It's the best compost. If you've never tried it, listen to the people in the chat who I believe are glowing it up right now.
Glowing it up.
That's what Stuart said to me.
100, 125 is. Am I going to go home trendy today?
Yeah, apparently so.
You're glowing it up.
We've got
100, 125. Right, we're going to move on because we've got another special table.
Yeah, the pumpkin plugs.
Now, okay, so. These are amazing. I understand that a few weeks ago you were actually offered 10 of these and they were $9.99 and you loved them so much that they bought them back, but they bought you 20 for $14.98 and there's no delivery for you to pay. There is no delivery for you to pay. Your item number is 410170. Now, called pumpkin because
they look like pumpkins.
They look like pumpkins
because they're orange. They're beautiful, aren't they? I adore these. In fact, I saw some gorgeous orange ones the other day planted somewhere, and they did all look amazing.
Wow!
All planted together, all the orange ones all planted together en masse. They looked absolutely stunning. Those flowers are just so pretty. Love the colour of these.
And how big are the blooms going to be? What am I going to get?
So violas are a bit smaller than a pansy, but you still get loads of them.
Yeah.
So they're prolific, just like a pansy are. So these plants, you can see that there's a few on there. There's loads of little buds on there as well. They're ready to burst into bloom for you, and you will get so many of those yellows.
Winter flower.
Yeah, winter flower, absolutely. So they're ready to flower now. They're going to be flowering through the winter months, probably through to about May time as well, just like the pansies will. So these are great to put into your pots. These aren't trailing. Pansies are trailers.
Baskets, bedding,
baskets, bedding, pots, window boxes, those sorts of things. They reach about 15 centimetres high, 20, 30
centimetres. That's got a face on it. It's looking at you.
About 20, 30 centimetres spread on here as well. Really hardy, really robust, a nice delicate fragrance from these, flowering freely, and if it's important to you, yes, you can eat them as well.
Well, it is important because
you've been watching MasterChef.
I've got a dog that eats whatever he wants. But so I can actually just pretty up dinner party food with them. Oh, Sean's been
talking about it a lot. I think he's been watching lots of MasterChef at the moment, so they often use pansies and flowers on there. 401507 is your item number. Is this it feels to me like it's a new variety. Viola pumpkin, I'm not sure how new this is. I'm not sure. I've definitely seen it before, but I don't know for how long, to be honest with you, Den.
It's not one that I've heard about in the past. So please remember, you loved 10 for £10. You're actually getting 20 now for $14.98.
These are great because you definitely want to plant them en masse.
If you use the code GTV45, then you will actually get
Love it.
your free delivery as well. And make sure you join the club. It's a £5 investment that lasts you 12 months. It automatically renews unless you tell it you don't want it to. And it gives you 10% off everything. Now, I've got 4 in front of me, and each and every one of these is, if you buy one of them, we're actually going to deliver you 3. So you buy 1, but you get 3, and you've got to use the code, and the code is YGT.
V45. YGTV 45.
Okay, verbenas. You can't go wrong.
Love verbena. It is one of my favourites. Absolutely adore these. I planted them in my garden. Yeah. Shaun's planted them in his garden as well. They've been one of the kind of standout plants. Now, we often talk about it being a standout plant. It's not a showstopper in its own right. It's not like a feature plant that you have in a pot in the centre that everybody's going to talk about. But what it does is it ties everything together. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This is Shaun with his patio, which is quite...
rightly proud of his garden.
Totally, yeah. Yeah. No, he often talks about this patio because it was quite a harsh edge on it.
Yeah.
He didn't really know what to do with it. But he planted those Verbena out just earlier on this year because they're quite, you know, they will grow quite quickly. And look at how it's softened the edge there. Look at how it mixes beautifully into that border with all of those different plants he's got going on in there. It's a real standout plant in the garden when used with other plants.
It's one of those ones that makes more of itself in company, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it really does.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it's so pretty.
It looks better when it's not alone.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter what you put with it. It'll do its own show and tell, won't it?
It will, and do you know what? So it grows relatively tall. Mine, in you know, just one season grew to my height, and it can reach up to 2 meters in height.
5'7"
ish. 5'6" and a bit. I'll take that extra inch. Thank you very much.
5'7", wearing welly boots. Right. Item number is 560910. It's the sort of plant that you might read a book one day and it'll talk about the Verbena border.
Oh, it's lovely.
I love the fact that we've got plants that we love, recognise, and of course keep on going.
They do. It's a perennial, so it will come back for you year after year. It's herbaceous, so it'll die back down, over the winter months, but then it'll pop back up and it'll grow to those lovely heights again. It's not a dense bush, okay, so it doesn't create dense foliage. You can still see through it. This is one of the values of Verbena bonariensis. It doesn't create a harsh, border that you can't see through. You can still see through it, and that's wonderful for, certain areas in the garden, certainly as Shaun's displaying there. In my border, I don't want it to take up space. I don't want it to be a thug. I don't want it to overshadow the other plants, and Verbena doesn't do that. It works beautifully in mixed borders like that.
So for $9.97, you're actually going to get 3 of... Is that your garden?
Well, that's one of my borders. It's my border I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
The others still need a bit of work. But you can see at the bottom there, I've got my bulbs mowed, which is wonderful. Love that. We had it on a show last week. And then just behind it, I've got the Verbena bonariensis. But I've got Rudbeckia in there. I've got digitalis in there. I've got... That's my... there's a geranium down at the bottom. There's the sarcococca on the left-hand side, which I've dug up and moved somewhere else now. But can you see how it's not overshadowing every other item in that border? That is why that is so good.
Again, it's doing what all the garden books tell you should do. You should look for the journey in a garden. Look for the architecture. So 560910. Remember, you're going to get 3 of those. You're actually buying 1, but we'll send you 3. So let's move on.
Well, this is the next one actually, which creates that architecture. So we've been talking about these two together because these work beautifully together. The Coreopsis, if you buy it along with your Verbena, but remember you're getting 3 of each if you use the code. The Coreopsis is shorter, so this one's going to reach about 50-60 centimetres in height.
This one is the moonbeam.
It is, yeah.
And the moonbeam is more of a soft, elegant,
softer yellow,
pastel yellow, isn't it?
And that working together with the Verbena is going to look absolutely beautiful. That purple with that yellow, the height difference between the two. I would be planting the Verbena at the back and the Coreopsis at the front, and you will get such a beautiful display. They both flower around the same time as well, June time through to September, October. The Coreopsis has this lovely feathery, fine foliage at the bottom that almost looks, you can't really see the foliage because it's so fine and feathery. It almost creates like a green cloud.
I've just been made aware of a YGTV saying, fill the gaps before the weeds do.
It's very, very true, If you've got gaps, you definitely want to put something into those gaps so that the weeds don't grow. Because if there's a gap, the weed will find it.
Oh, and if it's ivy, you might as well give up the fight.
But put this in there because one of these will grow to about 50-60 centimetres in height, and it will spread by that as well. So this is going to be wonderful at filling in those gaps for you. And then you're going to get those beautiful flowers that are going to cover that cloud of green foliage.
What amazes me, YouGarden being the specialists that they are, you're actually paying just under £10 for one. You will get 3 of them delivered, but it's the sort of price that you would expect to pay for something that is there for one season only.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not what happens.
No. This one will come back for you year after year, absolutely. This one is a perennial. So after it's finished flowering, I mean, some of these have received a haircut, but they seem to have flowered again, to be honest. These have definitely had a bit of a trim. But after the flowering season, you'll probably take a pair of shears and just, you know, trim the tops off them, give them a haircut, leave them alone, and then they will come back for you year after year after year. These are going to be such a good plant for your garden. And
it's the moonbeam. It's the Coreopsis moonbeam, and it's 560981.
It's fast becoming one of my favourites, this. I've not grown it, but I have got some. I bought some. I am going to plant it. But it's fast becoming my favourite because I just think that this is a valuable one. It's perfect for pollinators. It flowers for such a long time. It's going to be quite versatile in various areas in your garden.
And again, I don't have to overwinter these. They can go out straight away.
These can go out. This is perennial planting season. Get your perennials out.
They want to go now before the ground's hard.
They do. So now the ground is in the best conditions that it can be in. It's spent all summer warming up. It's a nice texture. It's not got frostbitten. It's not hard. You can easily dig into it. Now's the time to plant your perennials. Your perennials will then put all of their effort into their root structure and growing their root structure. And then come springtime, when the temperatures start to warm up again, it's already got a good root structure. And now all it has to do is put its energy into growing things northwards. It doesn't have to put energy into trying to grow roots and grow upwards, which is why you end up getting stronger, better, healthier plants.
I'm going to have a lesson now, along with everybody at home, how to fill my basket. So
let's do it.
Join me on a lesson how to fill your basket and what actually happens when you put your different item numbers into your basket. So let's go to the website. And then you can see Greg there. So let's just pick up some item numbers. 560981, which is the Coreopsis, the moonbeam. So if we see, you're invited to become a club member, so pop one of those in your basket. Okay, now in your basket, you'll actually see that you've got one. But so if you look on the right-hand side, it says, do you have an offer code? What is it? Oh, I think I've forgotten it. It's YGTV45. So apply the code. And your one turns into 3, which is amazing. And you've got the sweet pea seeds in there as well. So this is amazing. You've spent £15, but you've actually saved 30. And of course, if you're a club member, you'll get £1.50 off that 15.
We're still paying postage
there,
though.
Amazing. But you're still paying delivery. So you need to make your basket £30 or over. So we'll come back and we'll put some more ideas in later on. Let's put the verbena in. Now you've got the code in, you'll put in 1, but you'll actually get 3.
Lovely.
Which is amazing. Did you want those pansies in your basket? Let's put those in. Hardy trailing pansies, the cool wave mix. So if you put 1 in, now you've got 2. And now, because your basket, oh, hang on though, order total £34.50. So you will get, if you're a club member, £3.49 off that. And because it's over, you just keep saving. Just press 1 button and you've done it all. And it's all saved. Now, 5 to 7 working days. However, be prepared, they may turn up a lot sooner. A lot sooner. Now, this next plant has been named after my grandson.
Okay, yeah, love it.
His name is Lincoln. He's beautiful.
Yes, he is.
He's 5 years old. He is loving. He's caring. But he is a little monster. He is a little monster on occasions. And so we have a geranium for no, he's not. He's wonderful. Ignore me. I shall get so told off.
They're all little monsters. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. They are all little monsters at some point.
We love geraniums. As a nation,
yes, we do.
Love geraniums. And this is still, even though it's one of the nation's favourites, this is still on a buy one, get 2 free. So you'll get 3 and all you've spent is $9.99. Geraniums to look after and to care for.
Oh, so ridiculously easy.
Yay.
One of the easiest, perennial flowering, long flowering perennial plants that you can put into your garden. I don't have this variety, which, by the way, we have no idea why it's called Tiny Monster. It's nothing tiny about it. The flowers are the same size. The plant itself grows to the same size.
I like its name.
And there's nothing monsterish about it, but it's just a cute name.
Yeah.
It's so easy to look after. I've got the Roseanne in my garden. I've done nothing to it.
No.
I planted it and I left it, and it is beautiful. It fills gaps amazingly because you get good ground cover from these. They only reach about 1 foot high, but they're spread by probably double that amount, probably 50, 60 centimetres. So this is another one. If you've got gaps, fill it with something beautiful. Fill it with something that's going to flower.
Before the weeds do.
Exactly. But right the way through, from about May they start flowering, all the way through to September, October time. In fact, I was out there just last week. There was still a few flowers on my geraniums in the garden because obviously we've had a really warm, October. You can deadhead them. You should deadhead them. I didn't, but do as I say, not as I do. If you deadhead, that's a saying my mother used to say to me all the time. Do as I say, not as I do. If you do deadhead them,
strange. I think my mother said that as well. Oh, hang on. Producer director, mother said that as. Did your mother say that?
I have desperately tried not to use that as a mother because I used to get that all the time.
Because I said so. We have a new one with My Tiny Monster. And we actually said it in fun, but now he uses it all the time, and that's not appropriate. And he uses it.
I use that all the time.
That's not appropriate,
is it?
560635 is your item number. They are wonderful in pots as well.
They are
giant pots, and we've got some pretty special pots too, haven't we? Coming up later
on the show. As far as where to plant them, they don't mind a little bit of shade. They don't have to be in the sunniest spot. They'll cope quite happily in a full sun position, but they will also cope quite happily in a part shade position as well. As long as they're getting a bit of sun during the daytime, then they will live absolutely beautifully.
This is 560635. To pay for one and get 2, put the code Y.
G.
T.
V.
4.
5.
In the code box. And make sure you spend £30 because then your delivery is free, which is amazing. Now, the last one, this is called a pet name, 6 Hills Giant.
Exactly,
now,
yes. Now,
you have to explain this to me.
This is Teddy's plant.
I love the foliage. It's lovely.
The foliage is gorgeous, isn't it? And it's got a lovely kind of, in fact, you can smell it, Denise. Have a little sniff. It's got a kind of fruity, minty flavour to it.
So it has.
Scent, I should say. You can crack one of the leaves and have a sniff. It's got a bit of it, so it's known as catmint or catnip as well.
Oh, is this why Shaun's cat loved it?
Exactly, yeah. It's got a lovely flavour. I keep saying flavour. I mean scent.
Oh, it
but
is.
Yes, this is Teddy having a lovely time because I told Shaun about the name of this, the catnip, the catmint. And said apparently cats really do love this. So we took one of the plants home, and in fact we've still got the actual plant that he took home for Teddy.
Oh, and it's still alive.
It's still alive.
And he gave it some love and attention, didn't he?
He loved it. There's something in it that cats really adore. So if you've got a cat, treat them.
It looks like mint. It feels like mint leaves.
Yes, but it's not a brute like mint.
No.
It is vigorous. It is a vigorous grower, but it's not. Mint can be an absolute brute, can't it? You plant it into a border and it will take over.
Of course it will.
Mint,
it's a bully. Mint is a bully.
Exactly that. Mint you keep in a pot. This one isn't a bully. Yes, it's vigorous, but it's not a bully like mint.
Yeah.
It's going to reach about 60 centimetres height and 60 centimetres spread. So about 2 feet height and spread. So getting 3 of these, absolutely brilliant.
You don't get the butterfly.
You don't.
Well, you will.
But you will get them in your garden.
560778 is your item number. And again, it's such a fabulous offer from YouGarden. You actually buy 1 9-centimetre pot at $9.99. You will get 3 9-centimetre pots if you use the code YGTV45 in the code box as well.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we're all looking for things to help our planet. Now, 560778. Now, if you want to Facebook YouGarden, find YouGarden on Facebook. We've got questions for you, and we'd like you to send us a message if you wouldn't mind. Just send us what's actually growing, blooming in your garden that shouldn't be happening at the moment. And you're looking and you're thinking,
that shouldn't be happening.
Why are you here? You shouldn't be here now. I think you've already answered some of them as well. We've actually had one say that the crocuses are coming up.
Yeah.
Linda's still got her begonias.
Oh, I've got some
Linda,
begonias still going
respect.
as well. That's really good. That is good, yeah.
Now, if you want to send us the pictures, send us the pictures on Facebook, because we would love to see them, and we could possibly share them as well. Now, we need to talk to you in a moment. We're going to talk about fruit trees. We're going to talk about that almonds, the cordyline. There's lots more to talk about. But if you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper, I'm going to give you a reminder of what you've seen so far. So if I talk long enough, that'll give you a chance to grab a pen and a piece of paper. Enough time? Good-o. Right, the holly, the Nepeta holly standards. This is, let me see, 510186. 2 standard trees with a £40 saving, but you're also going to get £12.99's worth of pots as well, so you're saving even more money. Use the offer code YGTV45 and you won't pay any delivery. And of course, if you're a club member, you get 10% off that. Now, we're all in love with the premium professional compost. Growers love, novices love. 100-125 is your item number. It's got a recommended price of nearly £43, but we're bringing it to you at just under 25. Of course, if you're a club member, you get 10% discount, and if you spend £30, you won't pay for delivery. But it makes sure that your plants get the start and continue to grow and be exceptional. And the code, of course, is YGTV45. It'll make sure your plants have oxygen when they need it, that a wetting agent, that it's just amazing, and it's delivered to your door. And if you spend £30, then you don't pay for delivery at all. And it smells so nice. It's like taking a walk in a woodland every single time you use it. 100-125 is the item number. Right, now, now these are fabulous. These are the heavy duty pots. Now, they're 30 litres in total, but they make gardening so much easier. Easy to carry, easy to do. This offer is so incredible. They're only about £5 each, which is amazing. Now, they have moulded handles that are easy to lift and hold. They've got drainage inside, in the sides, drainage in the bottom as well. They are multi-functional. You'll find that they're great for tidying up, for planting, for carrying. They're incredible. Shaun told me he'd got a Christmas tree in his. Your item number is 130011. 4 of them, remember, 30-litre pots at just under £20. And of course, if you're in the club, you'll get £1.99 off that. Right, now these, the pansies, the Cool Wave pansies, you're buying 10 plants for £14.99, but you'll get another one as well. So you'll end up with 20 trailing, beautiful, soft shades, 400-967, ready to be planted in your baskets, in your pots, in your window boxes. Tomorrow, straight away. The results that you're seeing are results that you don't need to be a gardener to achieve. Only £15, which is amazing. These are just gorgeous. They make you feel good to look at them, don't they? Item number's 400-967. Right, let's talk about Foxgloves. These are the Digitalis Dalmatian. And you can see, it took me a while to realise why they were called Dalmatian, but now I can see it. Come on, Spot. Half price is what we're offering at the moment. You will get 10 plants and they're only £7.50, which are amazing. They're beautiful. We've got to name them. 410119 is your item number, and the mixed colours are absolutely lovely. They like a bit of shade, Bex tells me. They're a natural woodland plant that prefers a little bit of shade. I know you're going to love them. I know whoever you buy them for are going to love them as well. And if you order them right now, today, right now, they're actually half price. Now, if you want something to take you just over the £30 to get free delivery, pop these in. How will you ever regret it? Year after year after year, you will never, ever regret it. They are beautiful. 410119 is your item number. I'm not going too fast. You're getting them written down, aren't you? Good-o. Right, let's move on. Let's talk about the Primula. Now, the Primula, look at that. That's Mother Nature. That's incredible. That's the art of Mother Nature. And you've got 6 different colours. We have got that beautiful Valentine red. Thinks it's a rose. Primulas are fabulous. And they have such wonderful skirts on them, don't they? Gorgeous colour. Now, the little greenhouse that they come in actually has a label on the outside which has a number code, and the number code will tell you what the colour is. Because if you want to colour code your garden, you need to make sure that you get the pink frost where you want the pink frost to be. They are just beautiful. Such a great choice. This is 480954. 6 fabulous plants. You've saved £10, and of course if you're a club member you'll get it £1.49 off your £14.99. I just think, look at that. I could picture that and put it on a wall. It's that beautiful, and you'll have those in your garden to look at. It's incredible. Right, let's talk bare root now. This is what it will grow to be. Now, these are, this peony, it's called Coral Sunset. Now, they have a bloom that's probably bigger than anything else you've had before, unless you've had these. That's the thing, unless you've actually had these. We're talking somewhere around dinner plate size, 10-inch plate size blooms. Incredible offer, only £9.99, so just under £10, and utterly beautiful. 580031. Now, if you want to order 2, it's a double up deal. So when you order 2, you get both of them, not for £20, but for $14.98. So they double up the deal for you, and they are lovely. But remember the code. It has to be, everything relies on the code, and the code is, shout it at your telly for me. YGTV 45 580031. Right. Know your gardening. This is the one. This is Peter McDermott's recommendation. Now you get 3 fabulous plants for only £12.99. And what he's done is he's planned it so that you get an early flowering, a mid flowering, and a late flowering. So you've got the ceanothus in there. You've also got the Jutia raspberry sundae, and you've got the escalonia as well. You want beauty, you want them to last, you want quality. You need to order the Head Gardener's Selection. 511486 is your item number, and it's an amazing offer of just under £13. Right, let's talk about our buy one get 2 free offers. If we start with the Verbena, 560910 is your item number. Oh, hang on. I think I've just given you the wrong number. 560169 is your item number. Shaun approves. Shaun Ryan, presenter, plant man, approves for the Verbena vaneriensis, breaking up your borders, giving some height. They look so good when they're with other plants. Or maybe the fence, you just don't want to see an ugly fence all the time, and you'd like something to just take the edge off it for you. So you're buying one, we're delivering 3, and it's $9.97, 560197. Then we've got the Coreopsis verticulata. This is the moonbeam yellow, so it's a soft, gentle yellow. 560773 is your item number, and again, $9.99 for 1. But you get 3. That's perfect. Now, the Tiny Monsters geranium, it's not tiny, it's proper full size and beautiful. But again, it's 3 for the price of 1. 560635 is your item number. I love it because they spread and they stop all the weeds coming through. It says little monster, tiny monster, but it is a proper size. And if you meet my grandson Lincoln, please don't tell him I said that. He was a tiny monster, he'd get very upset. He's also very tall. Right, let's move on and look at the Nepeta, the 6 Hills Giant. Again, this is all parts of your buy one, get 3 offer. 560778 is your item number, and again, that's just that fabulous $9.99. If you have cats, be prepared for them to love intimately this plant. They adore the scent. It's just gorgeous. This is 5606. That's Shaun Ryan, one of Shaun Ryan's cats, who was very fond of the fragrance of the 6 Hills Giant. Right, now the last one to give you will be the Viola pumpkin plug. I hope you love this one, because it is, I've not actually seen this variety before, so for me it's new and it's just beautiful. And look, it's got a face. It's looking at you as we speak. $14.98, 20 plants. They were actually brought to you a few weeks ago, 10 of them, and you loved the 10 for just under £10. So what they've done is they've actually brought you 20 of them, not for £20. No, of course not. They've made it better. So you've got them for £14.98. So as long as you make sure that your basket is £30, then you won't be paying any delivery. So fill your basket. This is one time when it is a good idea to load your basket, because you haven't got to carry it home. What more could you want? 410170 is your item number. Now, if you watched us in our last world incarnation, you'll know that fruit trees were a huge favourite with everybody at home, because when you're buying something, you need to know that what you're getting is going to deliver. You want
Absolutely.
the reliability, and that's one thing that you will always get with YouGarden, always.
Yeah.
So this is everything, and they're not going to take over.
No.
You're not going to have to get a ladder out.
Absolutely, yeah. These are so this is our fruit tree collection, and we've got 3 different fruit trees included in here. This is our mini orchard. Denise is right. You do not need a massive garden or a huge space in order to grow these. These have been grown skillfully onto dwarfing rootstock.
Pears.
Yes, indeed.
They are the only ones I buy.
Yeah, well, they're the nation's favourite.
And they're gorgeous in wine as well, cooked in wine.
Absolutely. So this is showing you the sort of height that we're talking about. We are only talking about 2 to 2.5 metres
7
height.
foot max-ish.
Absolutely, maximum. You don't even need to plant them out into the ground. I'm going to be talking to you about them in a moment, but these are professional fruit tree growing pots.
These are the 4 for 20.
You can grow your fruit trees in these. I'll come back to that in a second.
Shall I hold that for you?
Sure, by all means.
Thanks.
So what I want you to know is, please don't feel like you have to have an orchard or a massive garden.
No.
What YouGarden have done over the years is make this kind of growing and grow your own accessible to nearly everybody out there. So you're getting 3 of your favourites included in here. Conference pear, as you said.
And we're talking about the nation's favourites.
Nation's favourites,
the ones that we buy.
We're getting a conference pear, Victoria plum, and a Braeburn apple in here, which is, I mean, these are brilliant, brilliant varieties, the favourite varieties. They are being supplied to you as bare roots. Remember what I said earlier? It's bare root planting season.
It's asleep.
It is. It's fast asleep. This is how it's going to be delivered to you. It is not a dead twig, okay? It is fast asleep. How can you tell if it's dead or not? Take your nail and rub against here. Look, can you see?
Green?
It's green, it's alive, it's just fast asleep, that's all. Okay, so the root, the bare root itself is just wrapped. What you're going to do when you get this home is you're going to unwrap that bare root from that cling wrap.
Do I soak it?
This is exactly what's happening here. This is Henry who's doing this. Unwrap it, put it into a bucket, into a tub, soak it for a couple of hours, you know, maybe even overnight. You can leave it quite happily. But by doing that, you're kind of waking the plant up. You're rehydrating it. Then we're going to plant it out, okay? And it's very, very quick and easy to do. We're using the pot, which I highly recommend.
What compost
we're using
that is.
Our premium professional compost. Putting a little bit of that in the bottom. We're also putting some fertilizer in there. We're adding some fertilizer in there as well. I mean, the premium professional compost is really good anyway, but yes, of course, you can add some extra in there. Maybe some mycorrhizal fungi will be helpful.
These are actually grafted onto dwarf stock.
They are, and you can see that graft on there. He's going to point at it in a second.
Oh, the knobbly bit.
The knobbly bit, yeah. So what he's doing now is just patting that in, pressing it down firmly to remove any air bubbles, and then watering it in. When you plant it, the knobbly bit, the graft,
there's a technical name for it.
The knobbly bit. That is, can you see where that is? That's a couple of inches above the soil surface, and that's essentially what you need to know. So this is the bit on here. I'm going to plant it with the the soil, the compost to about here, and the knobbly bit is above ground.
And this is a great way to actually plant them because it drains side and drains bottom as well,
Absolutely.
doesn't
So they
it?
will live really, really happily in here.
It's actually perfect size.
It's perfect size. I'd probably just plant it a little bit higher than that, but yeah, it's perfect size to plant these out.
We're getting 4 of these for just under £20. So if we buy 4. And we've got 3 of these. We've got 1 spare for
You've got 1 spare for garden
Perfect.
clearage, garden tidy up, collecting leaves, weeds, all those sorts of things. That's what I use them for.
Yeah.
So with your fruit trees, what we've got is, you've got a bit of successional cropping is the word I'm looking for. I was really struggling then. So the first thing that's going to crop for you is the Victoria plum. That's the favourite one. So you've got that one over that side there. So the Victoria plum is going to be the first one to crop in around July time. That's when you get those on there.
Word to the wise. If you want to get them before the birds, you might net them for a little while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea because the birds will love to get those. So you can just throw a net over the top to stop the birds to get there. Then we'll have the conference pear, which is the nation's favourite, juicy, absolutely beautiful. Around September time, those are ready. But the wonderful thing about conference pears as well is that if you pick them early, if you pick them before they're ripe, you can actually keep them for up to 2 months as well.
Would you like me to do you a pear and Stilton salad?
Oh my word, that sounds absolutely amazing.
I know, these are so cool.
I'm so
This
up
is
for that.
such a great collection.
And then we've got Braeburn included in there as well, and they're going to be right for you around October time. Again, this is a favourite British eating apple, crispy and juicy, white flesh in there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Grow your own being such a big story. More and more people getting into grow your own because, well, for a whole variety of reasons. Things are expensive in the shops.
I know, and it's fun. And I don't like it, the fact that my children thinks that fruit comes from the delivery van. It's lovely for them to actually come in the garden and find something and not just be picking grandma flowers. They can eat it. And you get all 3 of these, which I think is amazing.
You do.
It's an exceptional offer. And of course, it's instantly, we're bringing them to you at just under £30. So you're going to have to spend a couple of pounds to get your free delivery.
Get the pots, get the compost,
4 of these, and don't forget to get. I mean, that 100 litres is more than enough for all 3 of these, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you'd probably get 3.
Oh, hang on, these are 4 30 litres.
30, 60, 90.
Yeah.
You'd probably get,
Yeah.
I think you'd be all right with that.
So I'll have a litre left to do something with.
Absolutely. I mean, you could add in, we've got the root grow, the mycorrhizal fungi, which is really good for particularly pot-grown things because it creates its own natural ecosystem inside the pot. So you might want to add in the root grow, which is, I mean, it's excellent for roses and fruit trees and all sorts of things.
Am I planning to eat these next year?
Yes, you will get crops on these next year. Obviously, it will take a little bit of time for it to grow and mature, but you will get crops next year, and you'll get even more crops in the coming years. The other thing is, these are going to last you for decades. These will outlive you and me, Den. These are, these are going to be plants in your garden for your kids to enjoy once we're gone, because these will last such a long time. That sounds a bit miserable. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it down a bit.
I'm planning
legacy fruit,
Stilton and pears on toasted sourdough.
Oh my word, Denise, stop it, I'm starving. What are you doing to me? My tummy just gave a massive rumble. I'm hungry.
Hang on, candy apples for the children.
Oh my word,
and
fruit crumbles.
Plum crumble.
I made a rhubarb crumble the other day because I had some rhubarb that I'd left in the freezer and I got it out and did that. Do you know what? Exactly that. So I picked my rhubarb from my rhubarb plant and I blanched it and I put it in the freezer so I could bring it out. This is one of the joys of Grow Your Own. I had my own rhrhubarb crumble made with fruit that I grow.
Let's be a tree for you so you have an idea of what's needed. Now, I'm 5'7" tall, so your tree is going to be there and there. So whenever it comes to harvest, you don't actually, you won't,
it's really
nothing
easy.
dangerous.
It's
and
really easy.
You don't need the biggest garden in the world because how much will your spread be? Yeah. You don't have to have the biggest garden in the world.
Honestly, I mean, you can even train them against a fence and against a wall if you want to. Like, there's options for you. Please don't feel that you need to have a massive garden or a massive orchard or something.
Okay, housewarming gift. A fruit tree.
Yeah.
A congratulation present, a tree. Even, I know we buy presents for the babies, but to actually buy a tree that could be planted at the time that your granddaughter or your grandson, an engagement present.
Oh yeah, because it will last such a long time. It will last a lifetime. Yeah. These will last an absolute lifetime.
And I love that you can put so much extra. I mean, obviously for me, Stilton and pear and Stilton and sourdough, that's reason enough. But you can put so much meaning into these and into them as a gift. That's the tree that we planted when so-and-so was born. We planted this when we moved in here. I mean, a tree is so much more than have a bunch of flowers or a bottle of Prosecco, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love that idea. And the fact that you can easily grow these in a variety of different spaces as well, that just makes it even better.
Actually, our producer just said living gifts.
Yes.
You should be in here. I like that. That's a really good idea.
Right. We love doing that. We love doing the living gifts. We talked to you a lot about those over the weeks because as gardeners, as people who love growing things, there's nothing better that I receive than a living gift.
I love eating. So, we're quite happy here. But the other thing is, when your eyes see something that's beautiful, it affects your heart. Yeah. So I love the fact that if you're looking out and there's this beautiful green architecture, or you get all of the colours and the variegated and the things you plant, I think it's why we do it, because it does our hearts good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so got to be honest, this is quite an amazing offer to get all three, and it works out to under £10 each. And of course, if you're a club member, and you will be invited to be a club member when you put them in your basket, and you use the code YGTV45. If you're a club member, that £29.97 will drop by another £2.97. So you're getting value. And of course, lifetime guarantee.
Yes, winter hardy products, so lifetime guarantee from YouGarden. If they fail to thrive, all you have to do is get in touch with customer services and they will replace them for you free of charge, just covering any postage cost to get them out to you, that's all.
If your little monster chops it down though, I think we need to have words.
Yeah.
Your item number is 3004 is your item number. So now, where are we going?
We're going to talk about some bulbs next, Denise.
So, I saw the collection post-growth. There are 300 bulbs in here, and to be fair, meh, a bulb's a bulb's a bulb, but look at what you can achieve. Now, obviously, they won't all flower at the same time,
No, they won't. This is one of the beautiful things about this particular collection is that you're going to be able to get flowers right the way through from around February all the way through to June here, because you're getting 7 different varieties, all flowering at different times. So if you're creating... excuse me, if you're creating, you might have seen some posts about bulb lasagna planting and things like that. You could plant multiples of these into a pot and you could have this successional flowering going on.
That's a good idea.
But what a wonderful collection to transform an area, have cut flowers to bring fragrance and colour and beauty into your home. These are going to naturalise as well, so they'll get bigger and better for you every single year.
But they're all for the spring. They're all spring flowering.
Well, spring and into summer. So, I mean, we call it the spring flowering. They start in spring. But like when we're talking about the alliums, for example, they won't start flowering until about May, June time. So yeah, we start to creep into summer with them.
These I pot on.
Pot on? What do you mean?
And I have to pot them up and keep them and then put them out?
No, you can put those straight into the ground. You can go into the ground, you can go into pots, you can do whatever you like with these.
How come you're making gardening so easy?
I know.
That's not
gardening
how
for
I was
everyone.
brought up.
Gardening
It had
for
to be, you potted them, you put them in this pot, you move them to another pot, you move them to another pot, then you could put them in the garden. Truly
easy gardening, this one. Absolutely. I mean, there's certain things we bring you, and yes, you need to pot them on, and you need to look after them a little bit before they can go out. Not with this, absolutely not. And it is the perfect time right now to plant your bulbs. It has been the perfect time for most bulbs for the last month or so. You can still plant in November. To be honest, you can still plant in December and it's going to be absolutely fine. I've done it before. Even Shaun admitted he'd planted some in January once. Again, this is another do as we say, not as we do.
You beat me.
Sorry. But yeah, now, honestly, is absolutely perfect time to get all of these bulbs planted out, particularly tulips, because obviously you don't want to plant those too early. Let's run through them, shall we? Earliest flowering first.
Okay.
You're getting crocus. Is going to be your earliest flowering ones in here. 15 crocus bulbs. They're going to start flowering. I mean, somebody's flowering early. Somebody was flowering now.
Somebody's got them flowering in their garden right now.
But normally around February, March time. Ruth, was it?
Yeah.
Ruth. Well, the thing is, they'll be flowering now, and they'll probably go back down again, and then they'll pop back up again when they're supposed to. But yeah, we're getting 15 crocus bulbs, February, March time, reaching about 20 centimetres in height. I've created lovely lawn drifts with my crocus. So next year,
a good idea.
I'm getting loads of crocus coming out of my lawn.
That is a really good idea.
I've done crocus and I've done little daffodils to pop up out of my lawn. So I will be taking pictures of those February, March, April time next year.
So are you out with the scissors to cut the lawn in between them then?
Well, no, because you're probably not going to be mowing the lawn at that time.
I never mow the lawn. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't mow. It probably won't. I mean, we'll see. Unfortunately, if I have to mow the lawn, then the flowers will get chopped down at the same time. But do you know what? I'll just leave it. Kids can wait.
Yeah.
The flowers are there. You can't go on the lawn.
No, that's it. Right. So we've done crocus.
Crocus. That's the first one. The next one that's going to come up is going to be the daffodils, isn't it? Or is it the Iphion? No, it's the Iphion. You're right, Stuart. Thank you. Iphion. We're getting 80
little
of those.
Stars.
These ones here. So yeah, these are little blue star-shaped flowers, lovely light scent to them. Again, these aren't going to get massive, 20-25 centimetres in height, but this is where you're getting 80 of these, because if you plant them individually, they'll be a bit meh. Yeah. You need to plant multiples of these, 30 at a time, 40 at a time even, create a lovely little collection of those. Then the next one is going to be the daffodils, about March, April time. These are the miniature ones as well, the Marie Curies. So these are only going to reach about 20 centimetres in height. And these are going to flower about March, April time. If you're just looking for daffodils on their own, we've got some of those coming up, so bear with us. Then the next one to come up is going to be your tulips. So 30 tulip bulbs included in here. Everyone loves tulips,
Yeah.
don't they?
Very
Don't they?
much. Very much.
I do. Iconic spring bulb, absolutely gorgeous. Strong, sturdy stems, 50 centimetres in height, and a wonderful collection of colours included in there as well.
And don't they make the best cut flowers?
I love them.
Yeah.
I really do. I think I planted about 300 tulip bulbs this year. We'll see what happens next year.
What's next? What's next?
Mascari, grape hyacinths are going to be the next one
Yeah.
to flower around April, May time, about the same time as your tulips, to be honest. But yeah, I love a mascari. They remind me of my nan. She had this. She loved her garden, absolutely loved gardening. And she had this lovely area where there was just a sea of these that popped up out the ground. They're so neat and tidy as well. They come up and they disappear and they tidy up after themselves. They just don't leave much mess behind. I really like those. 30 of those included in there. And then the final ones are the alliums.
Yeah.
So you get allium molly, which is the yellow ones, kind of sparkler shaped flowers on there, May, June time. And they reach a decent height, 50 centimetres approximately in height. Nice, strong, sturdy stems on your alliums as well, so they're freestanding, they shouldn't need staking or any support. And then the allium neapolitanum, about May and June again with those, 50 of those included. Love those.
Triffids.
Love those.
Yeah.
I'm a big allium fan. Love them.
Now, the item number here is 630050. To actually have 300 bulbs for only just under £10, you're saving £20 when you order these. And you can obviously keep your favourites. But I love, as Beck said, plant as many together. They want to be together.
They want to be together.
Now,
yes.
we were talking earlier on about how can we find a way to scoot you over the £30 limit so that you get free delivery. What have you got?
Bulb planter. This one's really handy. I actually took one of these home and had a play with it. Because
Brought it back, of course.
I brought it back, of course. Actually, I did forget to bring it back again. It might be in that bag. I'll check. But yes, this is excellent. This is really handy. I found this brilliant for planting stuff out in the lawn. Because what you've got is this lovely serrated bottom on here. So when you're getting it into the lawn, just twist like this. And
so I don't need to be strong?
No, not really. Put a little bit of weight behind it, twist, and then you tip like this, and it actually, because this is, what's the word, Stu?
Conical.
Conical! You're so good. I keep wanting to say convex and concave.
Who needs
it's not,
this
it's conical.
stew when you've got a Denise?
Because this is conical, when you tip it like that, it actually holds on to the dirt, the turf.
Brings it, yeah, of course.
Brings it with it. You pop your bulb in, and then all you have to do is push from the middle to push the bit back in and firm it back into the ground. So that was it in the lawn, but this works just as well into borders, in pots, and all those sorts of things. You've also got the measuring on the side, so if you've got a plant at a specific depth, this shows you what depth to dig down to.
How am I going to know? Because I'm looking here and we've got 300 bulbs to plant.
Yes.
How do I know how far down to put them?
Well, okay, but it's not. I mean, it's a
There's
rough,
a rule of thumb, isn't there?
It's a rough rule of thumb. Normally, twice the depth as the bulb is tall.
Right.
That's kind of your general rule of thumb. If you're really not sure, please just go onto the website and have a little look. There's all you have to do is search the specific items, and there is so much information on there so that you know. But I'm never too fussy about it because generally bulbs, they'll find their way. Normally it's pointy side up.
Hairy side down.
Hairy side down, pointy side up. But you know what?
Technical.
Sometimes when I was trying to get them into the hole, they were falling to the side. I'm not too bothered. Do you know what? They will find their way.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you plant them too deep, they will pull themselves up. Honestly, you don't need to worry too much.
Okay.
Just try and go twice the depth.
Let me give you the item number for this. It's also a brilliant gardener's Christmas present as well. This is a really good brand to buy. So it's 120106, carbon steel, wooden handle, incredibly well made, and only £8.98.
Lovely gift for a gardener.
Of course, if you're in the club, you get 89 pence off that.
Nice.
Yay, we like this. No, that is fabulous. Very good brand. Now, my producer's doing it on purpose. He won't let me talk about
The Prudus.
the almonds, the sweet
It's
almond.
coming up. It's coming up.
But I want it now.
We've still got an hour and 13 minutes.
Okay, what are we going to now then?
We're going to talk about the ilex.
I'll pop that there.
Yeah, that'll
Here
be
it is.
fine then.
Right.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, we're talking about the ilex marginata.
Love the variegated leaves.
Love them.
I think they're fabulous. And
Very festive, aren't they?
I also love the shape as well. And they're not the... If I say they're not the friendliest...
They're a bit spiky.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Listen, there's room for certain plants, isn't there?
It gives you architecture in the garden, but it gives you the point of difference, doesn't it?
It does indeed. And do you know what? There is room for certain things in your garden, and you know, some of the slightly spiky plants, absolutely, there's room for these. You might not want to put it at the front of a border where the kids are going to be running with their football.
I've got a Washingtonia that the children can't go anywhere near. But I love, it's green, again, you know, it's me. Love it.
I mean, it's evergreen, so this is always going to look good. It's fully festive, it's that holly shrub, you get those beautiful crisp red berries on there through the autumn and the winter. Totally hardy, absolutely winter hardy, so you've got that lifetime guarantee from us. Really, really attractive to to the bees, the birds, the butterflies. It's a really nutritious source of food for them. It's a pollinating paradise, this. So this is one, if you want to introduce, you know, different wildlife into your garden, this you can do it
Bex, is it another one that I can plant and neglect?
Oh, yeah. Totally, you can ignore this one.
Okay, come and have a close look
Ignore
at that.
basically.
It is fabulous. Ignore him. I love it. It's amazing. And you're not just getting one of them.
Yep.
This is so incredible. You're getting 3. Now, we're not showing you 3. I'm going to send you 3 smaller ones. The 3 you see are the size that you'll get with your 3 as well. They're straight from the nursery. They're only $14.97, which is saving you a really healthy £15. But can you imagine what that's going to deliver to your garden? I love it. Height.
Yeah, now these can get big if you want them to, and it'll take many years. We are talking, I mean, really multiple meters, 10 meters in height if you want to let it to get to that. Don't let that put you off.
I'll keep it fence length.
Please don't let that put you off, because it will take 20 years for it to get to those kinds of heights. And you can prune this back very, very happily. You can maintain a size on this. It requires minimal pruning. It's a relatively slow, steady grower. But if you want to prune it back and maintain it, you absolutely can. But this is going to be brilliant at this time of year. Once it grows a little bit, you're going to be able to trim it and create Christmas decorations and wreaths and table decorations with it. It's so pretty. I'm with you on the variegation. I really love that variegation on there.
I love it, and I love that it's a little bit spiky. It reminds me of my husband. 511459 is your item number. Now, it does have postage included. However, or spend £30 and you'll get free delivery. But there's several things in today's show that I'm completely in love with.
Yeah, that's
you know, I love the cordonine. You know, I'm the standard almond, the holly trees. Here's another I'm in love with. I love it, because it doesn't matter whether it's icily cold or blisteringly hot. When you look out of the kitchen window and look in your garden, that'll be there saying hello. $14.97, item number 511459. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about...
I want this one.
Bex, I know nothing about them apart from sautéing them. And so we're looking at something that I really don't know. I don't know what. I've got nothing to say.
Oh, I love mushrooms. They're one of my favourite things. They're so good for you as well.
Yeah.
I love mushrooms. But you can grow your own organic mushrooms at home on your windowsill using this kit. You get everything that you need in this kit.
Indoors.
Indoors, yeah. Everything you need. So you get the box included.
I want the kit.
You get the compost and you get the mushroom spores included. There's instructions. I did take it out of the box earlier. So everything is included in here. All you're going to do is pull that off. So there's your box, okay? Inside you get your instructions. Now this is going to then run you through, the English bit is there, runs you through exactly what you're supposed to do. Here is the compost, and there is the stuff that contains the spores, okay?
Do you know one of the first ever plants on our planet Earth after it cooled enough were mushrooms? Yeah, I mean, you're actually, it's like you're growing your planet's history of billions of years ago. Isn't it incredible?
I love them.
And then you can saute them.
You can saute them, you can put them into into a bacon sarnie. I like them just fried up with a bit of butter. In my bacon sandwich, it's one of my favourite things to do. You can grow your own mushrooms here. You can get sort of multiple crops from this as well. It is absolutely fantastic.
But what a fun gift. Truly.
Yeah, really
a
fun
really
gift.
fun gift. It doesn't matter that I don't know anything about them, does it? This is your growing kit. Your item number is 161138. We're looking at this at just under £10. If you want to order 3 or 4 of them, go ahead. Don't you just love giving unusual gifts at Christmas? We ask people what they want, and you know, it might be a new jumper, it might be some perfume, but whilst you're buying people what they want, buy them a surprise present as well. And this is, it looks so much fun, and at £9.99 it's a nice amount to spend.
Yeah, that's a Secret Santa gift right there.
Yeah, definitely. Shall we do it à la française? Champignon?
Champignon?
Champignon. Je t'aime, champignon. 161138 is your item number, only £9.99. Don't buy that for our friend Shaun, she's allergic.
Oh.
EpiPen and everything.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you cannot beat a Yucca.
Oh, I love this. This is okay. I really do quite enjoy this one. This feels a bit exotic, doesn't it? This feels a bit. Shaun's got a Mediterranean section in his garden. You were saying you've got a bit of Mediterranean section as well.
I've got one whole side that's all Mediterranean. There's a bit of Italian at the bottom, and there's a bit of British down the other side.
Yeah, the Yucca we're going to add into that kind of Mediterranean exotic kind of area in the garden. It is really, really spectacular. It's very low maintenance. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It's winter hardy down to about -10, so it's going to survive all but the worst of our, of our winters, depending on where you are, obviously. It does want a bit of a sunny position if you can, because you also get these beautiful flowers. You get these kind of tall spikes of flowers that come out on here that can reach, I mean, a metre and a half in height. They can get really quite tall, and they've got lovely bell-shaped, creamy white flowers on there. That'll happen in hot summers. This is one of the ones that I'll put out the front of our house, because remember the trees at the back. Yes. This is one that can go at the front, and it would be, well, fantastic. They are lovely. You've got those lovely variegated leaves on there as well. I do love anything with a variegation. I don't know why. It's just a bit of added interest, isn't it? Well, I think they're beautiful. Really But pretty. Then I love Mediterranean plants. This is the filamentosa. Yeah, and it is a slightly more compact variety of yucca. There are other yuccas out there that get really, really big, but this one is slightly more compact, so it's not going to outgrow a large pot or completely overshadow other plants in your borders and things. And I do think that there are trends in gardening, and I don't know if you've noticed any new houses. Instead of just putting a shrub outside the front of the house, there's Mediterranean plants going in the front because they need so little attention. Yeah, they don't need a huge amount of attention. They tend to be, or some of them tend to be a little bit drought resistant as well, and surprisingly grow incredibly well in our climate. Yeah, they're really clever. Just under £20, 680200 is your item number. Shall I say it again? Have you joined the club yet? You need to join the club, because if you join the club for £5, now that's not monthly, that's one annual subscription, and it's renewed unless you tell us you don't want to renew it. But for £5, you'll get 10% off every single plant and plant accessory that you order. So for every £10, you'll take £1 off. You get 5% off outdoor living and furniture and mowers and everything. You also will get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers to spend. You'll get them in £5 lots, so you can see something and just use your voucher.
voucher. And then throughout the year, you get exclusive offers and competitions and, of course, expert advice. That's the best £5 you'll spend on your garden, which is amazing. And then, of course, when you shop, you spend £30 and your delivery is free as long as you use the code UGTV45. We need to make it something else. UGTV. So this is the Yucca filamentosa.
Yes, love it.
And it doesn't need potting on or anything yet, does it?
No, to be honest, it'll live quite happily in there, but if you want to put it into a pot somewhere, you want to plant it out, not a problem. You can do all of those things right now. It is, perfect conditions to get this planted out and look after it. Obviously, if you do live somewhere and you're expecting to get more than -10
for more nights,
over the winter months, then you might want to do something to look after this a little bit. But -10's pretty cold, so I'm hoping we don't get that, certainly.
And you can fleece them.
Yeah,
you can fleece them.
Easy to look after. That's pretty hardy, that one.
Yeah. Right, what are we moving on to next?
Calicarpa.
Well,
I'm in love.
This is another one I have to learn about.
Have you not seen the beauty berry before?
No,
my word,
haven't.
Denise. Okay, this is absolutely beautiful. Beauty berry, it's the perfect name for it because the berries that you get on here are just the most gorgeous purple colour, but they have this kind of metallic sheen on here as well. It is a deciduous plant. Now, normally I'm a bit down on deciduous plants, even though I'm an Acer lover and they're all deciduous.
I love Acers.
I'm a big fan of Acers. I got 5.
This is the way most of our day has been today.
Actually, I haven't got 5. I have got 5.
I added 2 more. I only have 3 Acers.
So I'm normally a bit down on deciduous plants, but this one, when it drops its leaves, it has those berries clinging to these bare branches.
Wow.
So you get these gorgeous flowers that appear on here around June and July time. And then around October, November, the leaves start changing colour. You can actually see it on the one in the studio here, or the potting shed, I should say. They start to change colour and they start to drop, but the berries are on there, and look, that's what happens. Finally, all the leaves drop off,
and
those berries are holding. The birds absolutely adore them, yes. And they are apparently edible as well.
Do we get purple?
I was going to try one.
Purple birdie poop.
I'm going to try it.
Oh, they are edible.
Yeah, they don't taste so much.
Okay, but at least they're not poisonous.
No.
Do you know there's...
The leaves are, the berries are fine, apparently.
Right. There's so much in the garden that's actually poisonous. This isn't. So, look how beautiful this is. Now, one thing you will find about the leaves, and I knew this, 100% certain, nobody's just said it in my ear, the leaves act as a natural insect repellent. So if mozzies love you, then you could actually stroke your skin with the leaves and have a natural insect repellent. I knew
Plants
that.
are amazing
that
things.
wasn't
They're incredible,
said
aren't
in
they?
my earpiece at all.
I just think these are so pretty. I think those berries are absolutely gorgeous. This can grow to about $1.80 m.
Well, we do.
So what's that, 6 foot?
We do ask a lot of our gardens at the moment. I mean, there was a time when the fact that a plant was deciduous wouldn't bother anyone.
Yeah.
But we are now so bloody greedy. Oh, sorry. We're so greedy that I want it to be flowering all the time. But think how much I love my fig tree that I have in my garden. That's deciduous. And I can see that Calicarpa would be another beautiful favourite. 510525 is the item number. And I'd also make sure it's close to the patio area where we sit, because if the leaves act as a natural insect repellent, that makes it nicer to sit outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do ask too much, don't I, of the garden?
I want it all and I want it now.
Yeah.
I can just imagine this being 6 foot tall, you know, at its full height,
Wow.
5-6 feet tall, and then all of those berries covering those bare branches, just absolutely covered in those purple berries. I think that would be the most beautiful item in in your garden, the most beautiful plant in your garden, that's going to have the most interests, that's the one that's going to draw your attention when it gets to a decent size.
And these are the ones that if you want to make a gardener happy, you make sure you get them a specimen plant that's quite rare, that's quite exciting, because other people won't know what it is, and they can say, well, actually, yes, it's a calicut, but you'll notice the beautiful berries. So it is amazing. Right, let me give you the item number, 510525. A very special price. It's in incredible offer. It comes within a 3-litre pot.
Really
so
established.
It's huge. So it's already been growing for a few years before you actually get it. And we're bringing it to you for just under £20. Right, how do you make sure that all of your plants have the wow factor? All of your plants have strength, will last, will perform? It depends what you put them in, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was always guilty of any old compost will
thing.
do, it doesn't matter. I would buy the thing that was on offer.
I'd reuse stuff out of a pot. I would, shame on me.
Shame on you.
At least not for the last 23 years, definitely.
No, I mean, it's all about feeding your plants the right things, good stuff. We need our 5 a day. We are what we eat. We know if we eat healthier that we will hopefully be healthier and things as well. So your plants need exactly the same kinds of things. They need to be fed. They need to have the best thing to grow in. And we wholeheartedly believe that this is the best thing for them to grow in. And loads of people who are regular viewers, they've already talked about it in the chats on YouTube and Facebook, they've been saying exactly the same thing.
This has got a percentage of itself that actually retains moisture. So it means even if it's a bad time outside, your plants have got a better chance. It's also got a percentage of itself that gives air, because I can remember when people planted anything years ago, they would force it down, they'd squash it down, they'd batter it down, and we're actually taking the oxygen away that the roots need as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got this lovely light, airy texture, which is really important because it does allow the roots to get in there and for the roots to breathe. It's very important for roots to breathe, to create strong root structure. We still need to firm, when we're planting, we still need to firm the plant in because we want to get rid of any air pockets, but we still need a texture that allows roots to get in and breathe. And when you've got that, you create a really strong root structure. A strong root structure means bigger, better, healthier plants, bigger flowers, more fruits. Got me a present.
Little present just for you.
Look at this.
It has...
She's been collecting the balls.
I can't help it.
So we've got a slow release fertilizer in here. Slow release fertilizers being one of the best things for your plants because they take the food as and when they need it. You're still going to feed your plants, particularly over the summer months, with your liquid feed. But a slow release fertilizer means your plants can get food as and when they need it, and it stays active for a good 6 months as well. It's such a clever formula, and this is the compost that the nursery uses. That's why it's called premium professional compost. It never used to be available to us for us to be able to buy. It was their growing compost, and then obviously they have such good results with it, they've made it available for us and normal people to get.
So many of the plants that we see originate in Holland, and I know that this is the type of compost that those plants that you will see actually originate in. So you've got what the growers use.
Yes.
You have exactly what the professional growers use in some of the most prolific planty places in the world.
That's true.
And I wish you could just smell it. I know that sounds so ridiculous because it's just like walking in a wood.
Yes.
There's nothing...
It's fresh and it smells healthy. You'll have bought compost in the past, you know, the cheap bag that you find, and you open it up and it's just got this horrible dank smell to it.
Oh.
This smells beautifully fresh. You can tell the difference. You can tell the quality. Now, we often talk about how, you know, we're not the cheapest for compost. Shaun was saying he went into one of those big sheds and he was looking at it and it was £9 £7, I think he said, for a 50-litre bag. So if you think we've got two 50-litre bags here, that would take it to £18. So, OK, we're still £7 off. But when you enter the code YGTV45, you get a free gift worth £9.99. So let's take that price off.
I'll stop playing with the compost. You are aerating your plants where they need it. You are feeding your plants where they need it. You are making sure that their root growth is phenomenal. You're making sure that their sword growth is phenomenal, that you get the blooms that you want to have. There's a reason professionals use it, because it pays dividends. It pays back with the quality of the plants, and that's what it's all about. 100 125 is your item number. If you're a club member, you can take $2.49 off that price, or we'll do it for you actually. But if you're a club member, so actually if you haven't thought of joining the club yet, do it now. If you do it now, and maybe you've decided, I'm going to order 2 lots of compost and I'm going to share it with mum, or I'm going to share it with someone else. If you order 2 lots of compost, you've instantly made your money back straight away, which is incredible. And if you order 2 lots of compost, you've got free delivery as well, because it's over £30. But even if all you ever did was order 2 lots of compost within a 12 months, you've made your money back. It makes sense. This is such a well-respected. Did you ever imagine that you would get excited or write about compost? People do. People write about this in their hundreds. And over the years, I've probably seen them in their thousands. Take a look on the website. Bless you.
I was trying to hold that, but it wouldn't do.
Hang on, I need to say hello to somebody. Is that Judy? Hello, Judy. Thank you. She's watching us on YouTube.
Hello, Judy.
Good to have your company, Judy. Thank you for being with us. Anybody's got any questions, you can always email them in, can't you? You can put them on, not emailed, you can actually put them.
Yeah, on the YouTube page or the Facebook page. Our lovely Stuart is sitting in the shed just out there, and he'll answer the questions.
Judy,
or he'll let us know.
We're in a proper potting shed.
We are.
It's incredible.
Right in the middle of the nursery, here in Lincolnshire. There's 11 acres out there. Yeah, it's a proper potting shed. This is where we are.
11
That's where we are.
acres. Oh my goodness.
That's where they package up everything so that it arrives in the best possible condition. Really spent a long time working on making sure that we've got the right packaging for things to get to.
I want to know who all these. I want to know their names. I parked around the side there.
That's us, just on the left in that little building there. That's us.
The thing is, you're looking at those people now. All of these people that you're looking at on this video, they're plant experts. They are experts at growing, and you will find, if you ever talk to anybody here from the finance department, from the HR department, they are all people that love their plants, and I think it's fantastic. We are loving it. Now, we ought to give you a reminder of what you've actually seen so far. Pen and paper time? Okay, just grab one. We're going to go back to the fruit tree collection, because this is fabulous. Now, 3 bare root fruit trees for under £30. Now, they're not just random, they're not Billy No Name. You actually have conference pears. So I'm planning as a starter for Bex when she comes to dinner, I'm planning Stilton and pear on sourdough toast as a starter. So you get to grow them and enjoy them. You can pin them back on walls if you want to, but you get to enjoy them and eat them as well. And you should be harvesting next year. Next year. 300004 is your item on it. So the pears were one fruit tree. Now, in the history of pears, there's the Victoria plum. We're talking about historical elements to our gardens. So this is the Victoria plum that you're getting, and it's not going to grow so high that you lose all of your crop to the birds either. And then, of course, you've got the Braeburn apples, the ones that we buy in the supermarket all the time. Now, that's the bare root trees, item number 3004. It's £29.97. Put them all in a bucket of water once you've taken their cover off, and let the water wake them up. So, and they will all go in together. You can leave them overnight if you want, but what you're doing is you're just allowing them to wake up. It'll wake up the fibres of the roots. Now, these are grown on dwarf stock, and that means that they'll grow to 6 or 7 feet, somewhere around there, and they won't overtake your entire life. It does mean, of course, then that you can pick. So, using your professional compost in the bottom. Now, you see the knobbly bit? That's where the join is. That is where the union joint is. That always has to be above the compost. That's all you have to do, keep it above. And as you see, Bex said, press it well down, but you can tell it's still spongy and airy, and then give it a good soaking to bed it in. 3 bare root trees for £29.97, and they should be nearly £60, which is amazing. And join the club for the 10% discount. Now, let's move on and have a look at the holly standards. I understand why you love the holly standards so much. The effort involved in creating a standard, and they're already really tall and very impressive. Now, in here, you're actually already saving £40. We're bringing them to you at just under 50, £49.98. But you're also getting 2 fabulous pots with them, and those are normally sold for £12.99 each. So you can add up what you're actually getting. 510186 is your item number. There won't be any delivery for you to pay because they're over £30. And if you want us to deliver them to someone else on your behalf, you can do that at checkout. Don't they look beautiful? Isn't that welcoming? I know, it's amazing. Bex puts Christmas decorations around hers at Christmas. They're lovely. Santa, stop here. Mind you, in my house, he's Father Christmas still. 510186. And those are the feminine versions, so they give the berries. Now, then we've got the Digitalis Foxglove. Now, these are Dalmatian mix. These are half price. They're $7.49 instead of $14.99. And they're beautiful. You can see why they're called Dalmatian, can't you? Because they've got the random Dalmatian marks on them. Item number's 410119. They're only £7.49. These would be wonderful to add into an order to make it over £30 so that you get free delivery. Now, delivery you can expect in 5 to 7 working days, but also sometimes they turn up the next day. No promises, but they do. It's incredible. Join the club, use the code YGTV45, and then you get your discounts. Now, then let's look at the Coreopsis. Now, the Coreopsis you expect to be a harsh yellow. This one is actually called the moonbeam, so it's a beautiful sort of soft misty. Now, you're buying one of them for £10 in a 9cm pot, which is amazing, but use the code on the screen, YGTV45. You'll actually get 3 of them delivered. So you bought 1, but 3 will turn up. 560773 is your item number there. Now, let's move on to something else as well, because I'm loving these buy ones, get 2 free. There's the geranium. Now, it's a misnomer. It's called a tiny monster, but it's not tiny. It's proper size. It's everything it should be. 560635 is your item number. $9.99 for 1 9cm pot, but we're going to deliver 3 if you put the code in. And what's the code? I expect you to shout it at your telly now or online, YGTV 45. More to see. the Verbena. Now, this is the Verbena bonariensis. Your Verbena bonariensis, again, $9.99, 9 centimetres, a lot of nines in here. Sorry, I misnamed it, it's $9.97. $9.97, use the code YGTV45 and you'll get 3 of them delivered. You need to make sure you spend over £30 because that means delivery is free, and they're all delivered with the highest possible standards. Everything that you would expect from YouGarden, everything that you've probably already known for many, many years from YouGarden. Oh, I like your posters.
I just thought I'd match up with what you were saying. Yeah, free delivery if you get your order to over £30. Absolutely.
Perfect.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Especially if you're ordering some of the big items. Maybe if you want to go and shop the website. Anything that you can save a little bit of money.
You know what I want to see, don't you?
I know, I'll bring that one out next, I promise you. Promise you, that one will come up next.
Okay. Instant drama. You will never go wrong with a cordyline. It stands out wherever you put it. I'm going to step on your toes.
You go for it.
It likes a warm, sunny space.
Loves a warm, sunny space.
Now I'm getting off your toes again. The only reason I know that is because I grow them.
Yeah, no, I love a cordyline. And yeah, it definitely wants a sunny spot. It also doesn't want to get too wet.
No.
So, over the winter months, if it's going to be really, really wet, what you might want to do to look after it, and this is probably how it's going to arrive to you, is just gently tie the fronds together like this, because it stops it from getting wet right down in the centre of the crown there, or too wet.
And if the weather says it's going to be -10 for 4 nights, just do that and fleece it.
Yeah, it's very, very easy. I mean, it is winter hardy. It comes with the lifetime guarantee from YouGarden. Cordylines generally are pretty easy to look after. You can plant them out, you can leave them, you can let them do their thing.
You ignore them until they just show you all this beautiful colour.
Honestly, and this one I think is a real stunner, this one. It really does stand out. Under the lights in here, the way that these variegated leaves, the edges, the pink, the margins on there are really kind of shining bright. I can see that out in the sunshine and it illuminating any border that it might be in.
See, things like this, we were talking about the mushrooms earlier and being one of the earliest things ever to grow, but things like this, they always remind me of Jurassic type plants as well.
They're a bit exotic. They've definitely got that feel to them. I mean, this can reach about 3 metres in height. It'll take a while to get there.
Good for
and
you.
what will happen as it grows, because what you can see at the moment is it looks like it's all growing from the ground, but what happens is as this gets a bit taller, it creates like a bit of a trunk at the bottom and grows into a tree shape. But they're very, very easy to look after. There's very little that you need to do to them, but what they do provide is evergreen. They will always look this good all year round.
Ever red.
Or ever red, yeah. They provide structure in a garden. They provide some height. They provide some contrast, because these are quite spiky, and I don't mean sharp.
No.
They're not sharp like that, but spiky in their appearance, which means that it creates lovely contrast with rounder foliage or flowers in your garden.
I wonder why this one's called Southern Splendour.
Yeah, I didn't find out the answer on that. I did have a quick look and I couldn't find out the answer, but it's beautiful, isn't it?
Because I'm wondering whether it's deep south southern or Splendour, or whether it's our south. Whichever case, I don't mind.
Don't know, but it's beautiful either way, isn't it?
Yeah,
love it.
It's lovely.
I really like this one. I've got a green cordyline. My cordyline, by the way, is growing in one of the heavy-duty pots, and it looks brilliant.
Huge,
by the way.
huge.
It's not too big. I mean, it's getting there. It's getting bigger, and it's starting to create that trunk at the bottom now. It's probably 2 years old. I'd say in the pot comes up to about here on me. So yeah, it's getting bigger.
I love them
for sure, and I absolutely adore them. But mine's green. I quite like the idea of having this one. It's so pretty. Love the colour of it.
Again, I love plants that thrive on neglect.
Yeah, and cordylines are definitely one of those. This is not one that wants mollycoddling. It's not one that wants, totally to be looked after all the time. As I say, the only thing that you might want to do with it is maybe just tie those fronds together, in particularly wet or windy winters. Yes. But other than that, there's very little you need to do to that.
So you've got a Southern Splendour on its way to you, Cordyline. Your item number 680252. It's in a 17 centimetre pot already, and it's just under £20. Now, if you get your order over 30, then there's no delivery for you to pay. I'm envious of all the things that you're ordering because I know you're going to have an instant magnificence, which is incredible.
That's definite instant impact, isn't it? Because it's a really good size as well. I was just looking at the price on that for $19.99.
Yeah.
To get one that big, that's actually quite a good price.
I know.
Yeah.
And then it's backed by Garden Bargains. So if you order this, YouGarden, if you order this and something goes terribly wrong, we know it won't, but if it did and it didn't work as well, then YouGarden will look after you because they give you a lifetime guarantee. Yep. So all it means is you have to let them know what's happened and they will replace it for you. They just ask that you cover the postage, that's all. So you can't go wrong with YouGardens.
No, honestly, they definitely understand the value of looking after customers. We want you to come back, we want you to buy again, we want you to have fabulous gardens. I want to come here and keep talking to you about amazing plants. So yes, we need to look after you, and this is one of the ways that they do that. So
you're going to have the best
just need
garden
to get in touch with customer services
in the street. How cool is that?
For sure.
680252 is your item number. Right, what are you taking me to now?
We're going to talk about roses next, and we're going to talk about a climbing rose.
But see, there's so many things today. I've seen about 3 things that are new to me. I think of standard roses, I think of rose trees, I think of rose bushes. I'd never actually thought of a climbing rose.
Yeah, I love the idea of a climbing rose. I've got I planted my first rose bush last year, and now I think I've got 5 or 6 roses in my garden, but I don't have a climber yet. And I love you can see how this wants to climb as well. Look at the length of this. So all this needs to do, it just needs to be trained up over a pergola. You can attach things to the wall, so you can train it up a wall. You can train it over a fence. There's so many things you can do with this. And roses are so much easier to grow these days. I never used to have roses in my garden because I always thought that they were very complicated, very difficult. And I think they used to be.
You've got to keep snipping and doing and spraying and everything.
I think they used to be quite difficult to look after, but with modern breeding, with clever people, what's happened is that roses are much more easy to look after. They're much more disease resistant. They're much more disease tolerant. And they don't need as much mollycoddling.
This summer sweetheart is very pretty.
This. I'm sure this is the one my nan used to have. She used to have a lovely. She loved her garden. I said that earlier, didn't I? She used to have this lovely red coloured climbing rose, and it does remind me of that. I love that yellow centre on there. I love the fact that the bees and things absolutely adore
There's one.
Roses.
There's another one. I wonder if we could peg this up the side of a house.
You easily could, yes. Yeah, for sure. And you will find a way to... you just have to attach it. It's very, very easy to do. Yeah. But when this is in bloom, and it will come in waves, it's a repeat flowering rose. It will flower from May all the way through to October, just constant waves of those flowers.
There's another one.
A really impressive spectacle, particularly if you've got this up the side of a house, or you've got one of those archways in the garden, or you've got a pergola or something in your garden that you're going to train this up and over.
Fences can be ugly.
Yeah, I'm trying to cover mine.
Yeah, and this is
I
just...
am trying to cover mine.
You don't want to block cover it.
No.
But if you break it up with something, and this will break it up perfectly, won't it?
And that bright red colour of a rose, whenever red is a rose, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's passion.
Or a
Red
poppy.
stands for passion and love. Or a poppy.
Or a poppy.
Indeed.
531005 is your item number. If you're watching YouGarden, then you probably are a very aware gardener. But I was not aware of climbing roses. So for me, this is really quite exciting. The price is exciting because, again, as with all of them with YouGarden, specimen plants, exciting plants that are different, that not everybody's got. And then you look at that price. and it's just under £20, and it's already in a huge, deep 3-litre pot. So it's an amazing offer, and if you do decide to order 2, then of course your delivery is free straight away.
And if 2 would be great. If you've got an archway, put one on either side and it'll grow up and meet at the top.
Yeah.
Or the same with a pergola, one at either side.
What a brilliant idea. Growing up and meeting at the top.
Meeting at the top, it's brilliant.
Be nice if there were a table under there where you could...
Oh, yes. I like that idea. And then you can feed me my pear and Stilton lunch on sourdough toast. 531005 is your item number. It's the beautiful Summer Sweetheart climbing rose, and an amazing, amazing YouGarden price. Right, where are you taking me now? Pansy Cool Wave, back to one of the favourites.
See, there was a time when I would have thought, when do you buy these? Surely not now. But this is the time to buy them.
Absolutely. So we've been bringing Pansy Cool Waves for a few weeks now, because it's all about winter bedding, it's all about winter colour, and now is the time to do it. We won't be bringing them to you for much longer, I don't think, but there is still absolutely time to get these out and to be able to create those lovely winter bedding displays. The thing with Pansy Cool Wave is that it's a trailing pansy. It will trail by about 30 or 40 centimetres, so foot and a half, something like that. So if you're creating a hanging basket display, just like I have, this is the plant to put out there, and it will flower. It will just flower its socks off right the way from now. You can see there are buds, there are blooms on the ones that we've got here in the potting shed. It will just keep going right the way through till May, maybe even peaking into June as well. They just don't like the hot summer months. They kind of shrivel up and go, no, thank you very much. They are a perennial. You can get them to come back next year if you want to. Most people grow them as annuals, to be honest with you, but if you want to put them somewhere shady...
Faces.
I know, they're cute,
They
aren't
have faces. It's like they're watching you back, isn't it?
Yeah, they're lovely though, and I love how many flowers you get. I like the colour combination of the flowers that you get on here. I love that they are slightly fragrant as well, and I just love that you don't need to do too much to them. You just crack on with these and they will just do their thing. Pots, hanging baskets, window boxes, plant them into the ground, give them, they will give you lovely ground cover as well. Now, fantastic plant to have in your garden, this one. This
is actually a buy one, get one free, and it includes your delivery. However, there's something I'm going to ask on your behalf. Garden ready. Yeah. What do we do the minute we get these? Well, you don't have to do it the minute. But what do we do when we get these home?
Plant them. Just get them out in your garden. You don't have to pot them on. You don't have to have a greenhouse. You don't need to put them into pots and put them on the windowsill and grow them on. These can go straight outdoors. That is what garden ready means. It means they are ready to be planted straight out into your garden. No matter where you're planting them, whether that's into your borders, into your pots, into your hanging baskets, into your window boxes. Seriously, get them out. Let them do their thing.
And I must just talk about those colours.
They're beautiful colours, aren't they?
Because there's something very soft and inviting
I love it.
About those
colours. They
work
so beautifully together. The lilacs, the pinks, the dark purples, and then that pop of yellow that really makes it all...
They're not garish.
They're not.
They're combining,
It kind of brings it together, but makes each of the colours stand out at the same time. It's very clever combination. It's kind of, we've done the hard work. We've put it together for you.
So, 10 plants. Remember to use the code YGTV45 and there'll be another 10 in your basket, so you'll actually get 20 of them. If you forget to use the code, you'll only get 10. That's not what you want. 40967 is your item number. Right, so now we need to talk about stuff that makes life easy.
Yeah, this makes life ridiculously easy, because what you're getting in here is 38 bulbs that are all perfectly spaced and perfectly planted into this container inside here. That is biodegradable, but what you've got is the perfect mix, all perfectly spaced. So what you can do is, and we've got some pots you can buy to put these in, or you can bury that entire thing into the ground, and then your plants will, your beautiful combination of your of bulbs will come up in springtime. But it's all about the hard work done for you, the perfect mix of bulbs in there, all at the perfect spacing as well.
So all of the people watching at home at the moment that say, I don't have a green thumb, it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter, no. Look, a little bit of compost going in the bottom of that trough planter, and we've got these trough planters for you if you want them. Then you drop in your planter mat, your balcony planter, and then you cover with your compost. You're going to water that in. That is all you need to do. And then you need to wait. You need to wait until springtime, and this is going to then pop into life for you. Honestly, it's such a clever little thing. And it's going to give you an almost professional display because it's perfectly spaced.
It's amazing. I mean, it is for people that often think they fail.
Yeah.
Or it's somebody that says, I want to take this as a present. Now, there's a clip of film coming up for you. Don't want you to miss out. Your item number is 630107. I'm sure you'll be shocked that this is such an incredible price. So, I always make sure that if I'm going to do anything, I ask the experts, you know, and this is head gardener. This is Peter McDermott, and he is the expert.
The Planter Mat Balcony Beauty allows you to grow very carefully designed schemes of spring flowering bulbs in an incredibly consistent way. And it works really, really simply. So this is how it will arrive. So this is the packaging that you'll receive, and the items that you can see there are what's included. And you've got tulips, you've got crocus, you've got all sorts of things like muscari and pushkina and so on. So a beautiful selection, but they're all laid out in these paper mache trays. Now, all you do when you get yours home is take it out of the outer packaging. It's really important to do that. I always just go through the bulbs and just make sure they're facing upwards. And the way, as a rule of thumb, the way with bulbs, I always think pointy end up. And the roots generally are a bit sort of elongated on some bulbs, and they obviously go down. Now, if for any reason a bulb is the wrong way up, they're incredibly clever. They just turn themselves round anyway. But if you just want to get the best results quickest, it's worth just checking most of them are the right way up. So these have all been put into the appropriate slots in the tray. So we've got narcissus in these big ones, we've got the tulips and so on around. So all of that's been done with incredible care to give you a very consistent performance in your garden. Now, this is what you get, but if you've got trays a bit like this, they come in green, they come in terracotta, you lay your tray in it, you put some compost on top, you water it, and away you go, just like you can see here. So there's a bit of compost, probably let's say an inch or so of compost in the bottom of the tray. You lay the whole of the tray, because it's paper mache, so it's biodegradable, it will just naturally rot down over time, and it will do no harm to the bulbs. Then you put the compost on top, spread it evenly, and then once you're happy, you've got around about, I'm going to say, half an inch or so of space between the top of the compost and the lip of the tray. That just allows you to water it without wasting any water. Give it a good water, pop it on the window ledge or wherever you're going to have your display, and away you go. Now, because these are so consistent and symmetrical, the great thing about these is if you buy them as a pair, you can have perfectly planned and symmetrical displays either side of a door. Either, you know, if you've got a couple of windows with a door in the middle and you've got the window boxes at the base of the windows, this is a perfect solution. But it really, really is child's play. It's so easy to do. Anybody could do it. If you've never gardened before, never grown bulbs before, but you really want to get a professional, you know, a look that really is finessed, this is the perfect way, because all of the design work has been done in the production of the tray, and the placement of the bulbs is organised to do that. So these will start flowering very, very early in the spring with the crocus, and they'll go all the way through until around about May. So not only are they easy to grow, not only are they you know, fabulous in terms of the look and the display that you'll receive, but most importantly, you're going to get around about 4 or 5 months of spring colour from these as well. So Basically, this is the perfect solution, I think, for your tubs, your troughs, in your garden each and every spring. And because they're hardy and they naturalise, of course, they'll come back and do it year after year. So the balcony planter, absolutely beautiful, easy to grow. Get yours now while stocks last. There are only a limited number of these, so I really do urge you, if you do like the look of it, today's the day to get them.
Thank you so much to lovely Peter there. 630107 is your item number. I really think this is a fun gift.
It's a great gift, absolutely, and you're getting all those different you know, flowers in there. We're getting muscari, crocus, tulips, narcissi, getting scilla in there. And for somebody who maybe doesn't know what they're doing or is busy,
you might have a relative that can't do the garden the way they used to, but loved their garden.
Absolutely.
And how perfect to order this and maybe the planter, and you can just take it and they can just enjoy it.
Honestly, such an easy way to create a beautiful spring flowering, you know, box in your garden.
Yeah. So let me give you this. I'll give you the details of this. This might be nice for your pansies as well. Now, if you order one of them, they're $7.99, which is brilliant. Look at the size; they're fabulous. But if you decide to order two, you'll actually get two of them for £11.99, as long as you use the code YGTV45. If we've made it complicated, soz. How big are these?
They hold about 20 litres of compost in here. So if you were going for the 100 litres, not a problem. If you're going for the double up deal, you're still going to have compost left over. They've got the drainage holes in there as well, so you don't need to worry about having to drill any holes or anything like that. They're really ready to go. And they've got that lovely kind of terracotta look and feel to them as well. Made of plastic, but please, I used to be a snob about plastic pots. I used to think that they had to be terracotta, they had to be stone, they had to be all these things. They really don't have to be, and actually, these can last you longer. They can be much better because they're frost resistant, UV stabilised, they're lighter, which means you can move them around your garden much easier than you can with those heavy ones.
Don't you think the pansies would look nice in there?
They would work beautifully. They will just tumble gently over the edges.
From the back of our house, there's a patio, then there's a low brick wall, and then there's like a fence type thing that Martin made.
Yes.
And these could all go on the low brick wall.
Yeah, and tumble over.
Like
that would look really pretty.
And I mean, they really are fantastic. So I'm thinking pansies now. I wasn't going to buy the pansies this morning.
You could.
I think the pansies would
if
look
you were
lovely.
getting 20 pansy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I'd put all of them in there.
Yeah, and just let it do it.
It's probably slightly overplanted, but I probably would. I'd put them all in there.
So let me give you the item number for this. It's 130177. Order two of them. Use the code YGTV45, and you'll get two of them for £11.98. Now I'm wondering if I can show you the pansies again, because this is a lovely way to have your pansies if you're not going straight in baskets.
I'm coming back.
And the item number for... Oh, soz.
I'm coming with you.
I didn't mean to make you run.
No, it's okay.
20 of the beautiful, cool pansies.
I know, right?
400,967. See, we're in it, aren't we?
I'm planting. That's it.
We're just enjoying ourselves
so
now.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 10. Yeah,
10
in there. And then the other 10. Do the double up deal. The other 10. That'd be beautiful. That'd be more than enough.
I also do think it'd make a gift for somebody. One of my friends, her mum's not that great at the moment, and she loved her garden.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be lovely to put this so that she doesn't have to do any work, just enjoy it. So that's your winter flowering, beautiful into spring garden. Right, now there's something that I have been itching to talk about. 11... No, you're kidding me.
21 minutes left.
I've been wanting to talk about this next item for 2 hours 40 minutes. And it's this.
I know. Look how gorgeous this is. I think I want this as well, actually. This is really, really pretty. This is a standard cherry Prunus triloba. This is a bare root as well, okay? So, look, I know it looks like a dead twig at the moment.
Look how tall it is already. This has been growing for a long time. Right, there's no point seeing this. You need to look at the picture.
Yeah.
Just
look at this beauty.
Now, where in your garden is this gonna go?
Where do you want that?
Look. It's
my
so
word.
fabulous.
So that is going to be flowering around March, April and May time next year. Absolutely. Those flowers are going to cover the bare twigs of this plant. And I can see, I'll show you in a second, I can see how many flowers we're going to get on here because you can kind of see the little buds ready to burst.
Foliage is like when it's not in flower.
Yeah, you get lovely foliage on there as well. You get the lovely green foliage on there, so that's and it's going to be nice and full. But it's that. He wants me to go bud hunting. Look, here we can see all the way up the side of the twigs.
Buds.
Can you see where all those little nicks are?
Yeah.
They're all going to turn into growth, and then this plant is going to get absolutely covered with those beautiful flowers. It's stunning. It is really, really beautiful.
So, what's its proper name? Because I just keep calling it
Prunus triloba.
Prunus triloba.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The Prunus triloba.
Yeah, we like this.
I have to search them up sometimes and get the internet to say it back to me because I don't know how to pronounce them. I'm not a Latin expert.
I usually think that, well, if it's something French, they swallow their consonants.
Yes.
If it's Italian, they pronounce everything.
Absolutely.
So I think if you're normally quite safe with plants to pronounce everything you see.
Yeah, normally.
Look at that.
This is grown for its amazing kind of springtime displays that you can see on that picture there. It will be stunning. It's going to be slightly scented as well, so it's going to bring the wildlife into your garden. You know, those flowers are going to bring the bees, and it's an early source of pollen as well.
Does it hurt that it's only £25?
That's quite
and it's already magnificent, truly magnificent. Your item number is 500126. So look at this. Will you put it in a corner? Or will you centralise it?
That needs to be centralised, surely. That needs to be... That's a feature. Look at those flowers. Look at them. They're so gorgeous. It's going to reach about 1.5 meters in height in total. It's scented. It's easy to grow. It's going to want a sunny position if you can. But it's going... It looks like a firework, doesn't it?
I love its branches.
That's what I think.
The branches are... It does look...
It looks like a
firework.
firework.
Look like a firework.
Looks like an explosion. Beautiful explosion.
Again, it's another specimen plant from YouGarden.
If you had a circular, like people have circular borders in the middle of their lawn, that would be the feature in the middle of the lawn because when that's in bloom, that's just going to draw everybody's focus and attention. I love it so much.
I want to try this cedar tree that I've got in the garden. That it's just
huge.
You can imagine, but all you see is trunk.
Right.
I would love to look out and see that in front of the trunk somehow. They're beautiful. I think I'll love it when it's not in blossom as well. I think so. Because the architecture of it, the shape, the texture, look at its arms. They are amazing. That is just... And to know that this is what you will get and you have a guarantee that you will get that because it is amazing. Now, your item number is 500126. Now you're saving £5 today, but you need to spend another £5 so that you don't have to pay delivery. It will be delivered. As soon as you hit £30 and use the code YGTV45, your delivery is free. If you're a club member, remember, you will get 10% discount on all of your gardening and garden accessory purchases as well. So whether it's the compost, whether it's the strulch, mushrooms, you are loving the mushrooms. I'm delighted. I love that they're so popular.
I know, that's one of my favourites. I definitely want to grow some mushrooms.
I'm in love with this. I know you can't tell from here, but just looking at the way the branches are growing, it gives you an idea of the sculpture that you will have in your garden. And it is like a sculpture. It's so beautiful. And just what it's doing is really fabulous. £25.
Those flowers don't look real.
Yeah.
They don't look real, do they? They're so pretty.
For a flowering cherry almond fabulous tree. It's lovely. I could spend a lot of time just looking at that. I really could.
And you would. When it's in your garden, you'll sit there staring at that. It's so pretty.
So flowering May-ish?
May, June time. April, May time,
Okay.
Absolutely. You'll get just covered in those flowers.
We love it.
So pretty.
If you love it, send a message in, because I'd like to hear that we love it together. Right, now we're talking about forsythias, I think.
Yes, the Abelia filamentosa.
Sorry. Oh, bless you.
Yeah, now this is about winter flowers, okay? And this is another one where the flowers are going to cling to those bare branches. It is deciduous. So as you can see, this one, it is starting to lose its leaves. You can see the leaves are starting to turn yellow.
Yeah.
But then what you get along the stems there are those beautiful white flowers that are just going to cling to those branches.
Wow.
And they're going to do that through the winter months, right the way through, hopefully till February, March time next year, reaching about 1.5 meters in height and spread, but it's going to take a little while to get there. You're probably looking at 8-10 years for it to reach its ultimate height. So nice, relatively slow growing one here, but very much about creating those stunning winter displays. Because it's slow growing, because it's going to take 10 years to get to that 1.5 meter height, this is going to be fantastic if you've got a smaller garden. Because obviously in smaller gardens, that space is, it's more valuable.
Premium, yeah.
You don't want to take up that space with a thug, with a bully in your garden. This one is not a thug, it's not a bully, it's lovely, steady, slow growing, but giving you year-round interest, because even though it's deciduous, you get these beautiful flowers on there.
Now I'll give you the boring details, 510720, that's the item number. Now you have a £5 saving on here, which means we're bringing it down to just under £20. I don't want you to be deceived by what you actually get when it turns up. It will deliver to you everything that you can see. It's the same as buying a bare root or buying a bulb or buying seeds. What you're planting is what's going to turn into this amazing display in your garden. 510720. Right, let's go back now. This has been one of your favourite specs, hasn't it?
I knew this one would be a popular one.
Let me remove this, because it's hard enough doing things from behind, let alone not being able.
Lovely, yeah. So this is the kit that you're getting.
I'm in.
Let's put that down there.
It.
This is the kit that you're getting. It's boxed like so, but then inside you're getting absolutely everything that you need. So inside you've got your instructions. So you're going to obviously look for the English section, but that's going to talk to you what you need to do. It is really simple. Look, contains everything you need. Take the bag out, store it here for a few days, then put the compost on, water it, store it somewhere else for a few days, and then you're going to start seeing stuff grow.
I didn't realise that we can grow them on our windowsill.
Yeah. Look, you're getting everything that you need. So that is the stuff that contains the spores. This is your cover soil that you're going to use to put over the top of there. There's your lid that you're going to put on there as well. And then you can grow these on a windowsill. Now, what was it that I saw? Not direct sunlight, and you don't want it anywhere too drafty.
No,
so you need light place.
In my kitchen.
Absolutely. And then you're going to start seeing mushrooms come through, and you'll get several crops of mushrooms. It doesn't last indefinitely, but you get several crops of mushrooms from here.
This is so much fun.
I love the idea of
this. Grow. It's a fabulous gifting price as well. It's just under £10, which is a really great gifting price. I think this is the most fun that you can have. Got to say though, I'm fascinated with mushrooms now, since I found out by watching a TV programme on the planet that they were one of the first plants in the entire world. There was a time, way before dinosaurs, when mushrooms ruled the world. How amazing is it?
Well, isn't it the largest living organism on the planet anyway, is fungi?
And did you know we're all born from stardust? We all carry stardust in our makeup.
There we go.
It's a fascinating gift. It's so much fun. I know that whoever is lucky enough to get that.
Kids are going to love this as well, because you get results quite quickly with this. It doesn't take months and months. Like, they'll be able to see it quite quickly.
And then you grow them, you eat them, and then they grow
And
again.
then you get some more. Oh, I love it on my pizza. Love it on my pizza. Love some sliced mushrooms on my pizza. Some cooked in butter and put onto your bacon sarnie.
If we give this as a Christmas gift, do I have to do anything to it in that time?
No,
so
no,
it
not
can
at all.
just
Just
stay
leave it like that, wrap it up, give it to someone as gift.
And
I think it's a great gift to give as well. That'd be interesting.
And we're going...
That's it, everyone I know is getting a mushroom growing kit for Christmas.
A little bit French. Qu'est-ce que vous désirez? Champignon?
I love a champignon, thank you very much. Je t'aime. Je t'aime,
Moi
champignon.
aussi. Item number 161138. Aren't they beautiful champignons? Absolutely beautiful. And £9.99. And I know I'm trying very hard to keep thinking of things you can put together to get free delivery as well. It's not as though delivery is outlandish, but why pay for it when you don't need to?
No.
That's the thing. Right, Bex, what do you want to talk about?
Some daffodils. So we've got our
them.
Narcissus short mixed varieties here. So you are getting mixed varieties, but these are all the short ones, the small ones. So normal daffodils, you're talking maybe 50 centimetres in height.
You don't get the flop over on the little ones, do you?
We're only talking maybe 20, 25 centimetres on these. I do love the tiny daffodils. I'd much prefer, I don't know why, I just like them more. But
little vases, little table centres.
They can be in little pots in the centre, they can go into the top of hanging baskets. You can't put full-size daffodil in the top of a hanging basket. In here, you're getting such a wonderful collection.
Are we getting all of those?
Absolutely, you're getting a mixture of them, different varieties. They're
even
cheery,
the spiky ones?
They're bright, they're perfectly formed, they're very versatile, because as I say, top of hanging baskets, you can put them into window boxes, you can plant them as drifts through lawns, exactly what I've done with my tête-à-têtes. They've gone through the lawn. And you're just getting a lovely range of shades, yellow shades in there.
I really like the shaggy ones as well.
They're cute, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they're going to naturalise for you as well. So if you plant these out, they're going to naturalise, they're going to multiply, they're going to look bigger and better every single year.
These are fabulous. So there's 35 bulbs in total, and it's mixed miniatures. 600317 is your item number. Now this is a double up deal. So if you buy one pack of 35, then it's just under £10. But you can actually buy 2 packs, and instead of, it'll be 20-something pence per bulb. You get 2 packs for £14.98, and they are fabulous. So they're going to turn up in a few days' time.
Yep.
What do I do with them then?
Plant them.
Thank you.
Get them out.
Done.
That's all you need to do, honestly. Just get them planted out. Now, with the package shows you, there's always descriptions or instructions on here. So planting depth, planting spacing, those sorts of things as well. So it does tell you everything that you need to know on the packet. But yeah, get these planted out. I mean, if you can't do it straight away, it's not a problem. Bulbs can sit in their packet, you know, relatively indefinitely. But you want to get them out. You want to get them out and planted so that you're going to get those beautiful displays around February, March, April time next year.
Let's just give you that item number again. 600317 is your item number. Right, now we've already found out how much Bex loves alliums.
Oh, I love
we
them.
all like alliums.
Love them.
They're saying in the gallery that you've got a problem.
I have got a problem.
Yeah.
I have alliums and osis.
Alliumitis.
Those are my things at the moment. Love them. I mean, I'm getting a few more problems, but those are my big ones.
Item number 630126. Look at the pictures. 100 bulbs. That works out at just 15 pence each.
Yep.
But look. See, this again, this is more of the Jurassic World happening in your garden, isn't it?
I think they're unreal. I often look at an allium and think, how are you doing that? Because some of these will reach 1 metre in height.
Wow.
And you get these very densely packed balls of flowers up at the top of a relatively thin stem. And I'm thinking, how, like, you defy gravity, how are you standing up straight? But those stems that they grow on are incredibly strong. They can withstand a decent amount of weather, of wind and things.
So they look ethereal, but they're actually well hard, aren't they?
They're well hard, yeah, absolutely. And they're really, really easy to grow as well. Some people look at alliums and think, okay, they're complicated. There's no way. I have to be a master gardener to create that look. But you don't. They're very, very simple. Get these home, plant them out. They do want a decent depth, actually, on the planting. I did learn that. I planted a few a bit too shallow previously. So you know, just read your instructions, plant them a decent depth, but then wait and see those beautiful displays that you will be getting April, May, June time next year. 7 different varieties included in this collection of 100 bulbs. You're getting 7 of the purple sensation. I think that's those ones there.
It looks like it might be.
Bright purple spheres. You're getting 6 of the Christophy, which are the giant lilac spheres.
Yeah.
7 of the Siculum, which are those hanging ones. Those
Look at
ones.
that.
And you can get about 30 of those flowers on each of those bulbs.
Isn't Mother Nature amazing?
5 of the nigrum, which are the white globes that you get.
Yeah.
So those look great if you plant them with the purple sensation.
Yeah.
That's the molly you're looking at there. Those are the yellow sparklers, 25 of those. Those, I think, are the Neapolitanum. So those are 25 of those you're getting in there. And then you're getting 25 of the drumsticks included as well.
And these are easy to grow as well.
So easy.
I
just
love,
like your spring bulbs. Just plant them out and let them do their thing.
It's
really
amazing.
Easy.
100 bulbs you're actually getting for under £15. 630126 is your item number. Now, we're walking.
Yes, we're walking.
And talking.
We're walking.
So, what we want to do is, are we going... Should we go to your favourite? Verbena.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do love a verbena for a few different reasons. It grows really quick, so if you want to get you know, a decent display very quick, within a season this will get to my heights. That's what happened to mine. They are a perennial. They will come back for you every single year. The bees adore these. They really, really do love them. But the thing with verbena is it's used a lot in designer gardens, and people often talk about it as a great plant to look through because it doesn't create really massively dense foliage. So it works beautifully in borders. It doesn't overshadow or overpower other gardens. Look, that's exactly it. There's our lovely Shaun. I think he's taken his mother out on a day trip or something today.
He's with his mum today.
Yeah, so it works beautifully in that border. It's not a standalone plant on its own that's a feature on its own, or maybe, I don't know, planted en masse, just a whole load of them. That might look amazing. But it plays well. It works well in a team. It works well with other plants in a border. But can you see how you can still see through it? You can still see through to the patio. And from the patio you can still see through to the rest of the garden. That is a really good, valuable thing about the verbena.
I'd like it next to a fence as well, because it just changes the aspect a bit, doesn't it?
I think
and
they're
takes
great.
your eye. Now, this is amazing because you're buying one of them in a 9cm pot for £9.97, but if you use the code YGTV45, you'll actually get 3 of them in total.
Yes.
So there'll be an extra 2 in your basket. Right, so let's go. Oh my goodness, hang on. So you put 1 in, verbena, then you put the code in and you get 2 free. And you put in 1 coreopsis, and because the code's already in, you already get 2 free. Which means that if you're in the club, you get a better price than anybody. Absolutely anybody. So whatever it is, use the code YGTV45, and of course you'll get those lovely sweet pea seeds as well.
Yeah. I can't wait to grow the sweet peas. Do you know, I've never grown sweet peas.
Super
and I feel like
mix.
I feel awful saying it because I just never have. My mum's always grown them. I know people, but I just never have. I'm so excited to grow sweet peas now.
I used to call them the cut and come again.
Yes, and that's exactly what you do with them. In fact, the more you cut them, the
more
they'll
they come back.
again. Honestly, you are encouraged to cut your sweet peas and bring that scent indoors.
Bring them in,
the
put
more
them
you
in
do
a
it, the
little
more flowers
vase.
it will produce.
They're perfect. Right, let's go for one more. Let's fit in as much as we can.
Particularly if you're going for your verbena, we're suggesting you go for your coreopsis because the 2 things are going to work really nicely together. The verbena is going to reach my height, maybe even a little bit taller. The coreopsis is only going to reach about 60 centimetres in height. So that wonderful, you know, distinction you get between them. Fine feathery foliage that creates a cloud of green, and then these lovely yellow flowers that are more muted in colour. They're just going to be dotted on the top of there, absolutely covering that foliage as well.
I'm just
beautiful
thinking,
plants.
I might plant some verbenas around the base of my almond standard. That would look nice.
Yeah, it would look nice.
I see, we're playing, we're gardening. 560773 is your item number. I just need to say to our lovely Bex, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
You've been so welcoming. Had a lovely
you can come
time.
back anytime.
I'm just going to fill my pockets, but no, I'm not. I've had a lovely time. Thank
Good,
you.
I'm so glad.
Huge thank you to everybody at home. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sending messages. It's been lovely to hear from you. And for me, this whole morning has been an utter joy. Thank you.